Hello everyone, it is Tuesday night, it's the bronze now, and it is time for the British Grand Prix. And it is going to be a cracker that races. So remember this time last season, this is where bronze the season started to take place, wasn't it? So for bronze season 3, but this time it is round 8, and it is a very intense season so far. It's absolutely incredible stuff. 7 different Grand Prix winners in the first 7 races. Absolutely mesmerizing stuff so far. Really impressive to say the very least. We've got 19 cars in the session. We're expected we're expecting Baz to come in the session about midsection. So good stuff indeed. I'm not sure what's happened to Baz, but hopefully he could be in Toronto then. So it's a beautiful day out there. I must say, when we was approaching the British Grand Prix week in ALR, I was expecting that it was going to be a bit of a deluge, but we've only had a couple of raindrops, haven't we, over the course of the last 2 days. And once again here tonight, it looks like a beautiful, perfect day here in Northamptonshire as well. It's an absolutely beautiful day here in Silverstone, and of course the home of the British Grand Prix, the home of where Formula 1 first had its first ever F1 Grand Prix event as well. Oh my word, it takes me back not so long ago indeed. There's Jamie Enright there has unfortunately left the session now in his Haas car then. The last race he started, Enright, was back in the Canadian Grand Prix, so he's dropped down a few positions in the World Championship, and whilst there is a bit of a lull on track, let's go through the drivers and the constructors standings, shall we? Well, before we do so, I need to find the actual standings, don't I, really? Hang on a minute. Let me get this old contraption on the go. There we go. My phone works. Brilliant. Right. Anyway, it is, of course, in the Drivers' Championship. This is how it is. Theo, happy birthday to Theo. Actually, no, before we do get into anything, a big happy birthday to Cryptic Alibi, which shamefully I did not say happy birthday to him on the stream yesterday. So absolutely appalling scenes by me yesterday. So I'm profusely sorry, to Cryptic Alibi, because I should have said happy birthday to you yesterday, but I didn't, so apologies there. And also, shamefully as well, I did not know, but yesterday was also Curly Red's final ever Grand Prix in ALR, well, for the time being anyway. So again, I've missed 2 big announcements yesterday, didn't I, really? So I got to pull my finger out. So yeah, Curly Red also there taking a sabbatical then. Good luck in his university year as well. And I think he's doing graphic design, if I'm not very much mistaken there. So I had a quick I had a bit of a nosy peek from other people who's in the know, really, about what Curly's doing here. But good luck to Curly, and of course it's been an absolute privilege watching him drive, and it's such a shame, isn't it, from a sporting context point of view. I'm being very selfish here, but from a sporting context point of view, Curly is having one of his best performances of his ALR career so far. 2 Grand Prix wins already in this 7th round as well, in the 8-round season that he's participated in so far. So Curly, who leaves the championship third, leads the silver third in the World Championship as well, but unfortunately Curly has had to step aside after just under half a season as he goes off to university and becomes a young lad, doesn't he? So good stuff indeed then. Also, yes, I've already mentioned, it's Cryptic Alibi's birthday yesterday, indeed then. So also happy birthday to Cryptic Alibi. Anyway, back to what I was doing then. In the championship then, it is Theo then who leads the World Championship. He missed last week, didn't he? But he's got a 15-point lead over Ayrton at the moment. Vintage has moved over to third now. He's about, so good 17 there for Vintage. 3 points in front of Joseph, who's not here tonight then, but we are watching his teammate Lewis G, who's about to come through a Vale as well then. Lewis G said we had an action-packed Austrian Grand Prix in the last 10 laps. My goodness me, I don't know. They was all feisty, wasn't they? As feisty as a feisty thing at the end of Austria last week. My word. Nevertheless, I've got new headphones this week. They're pink, they're beautiful. They really are indeed in terms of the colour, but unfortunately they're not very comfy, as they're big old ear things, and I'm still using my PlayStation 4. It's that flimsy thing, which does exactly what it did, really. It was quite nice, actually, just have it perched on my ear, but now all of a sudden my ears are being eaten alive by this thing. Eka goes second fastest at the moment, and half a second away from the benchmark time, which is Lewis G at the moment. Then we got a Mercedes down the hangar straight as well. I'm going to stick with 7 for the minute. I'm going to stick with Chappie then, as he's now starting his lap then. Whilst, so we got Joseph in 4th position. He's got 3 positions there. 6 positions, though, is Ross G. Chappie is wandered off the circuit there, so unfortunately that's not good there. Also up 6 positions is Shatters as well in the championship. Down 2 positions is Irvine in 8th position. 9th position is Fila, and 10th position is Chappie then. That's the top 10. And the constructor standings, it is McLaren who leads the way, 20 points in front of Mercedes, who is up 2 positions. Ferrari and Red Bull have dropped down 1 apiece. Aston Martin are currently in 5th position. Williams is 7th. 8th position is the AlphaTauri. No, AlphaTauri is in 7th position. 2 positions there. Alfa Romeo in 8th. 9th is Alpine, and the Haas team are in 10th position now. So there we go. Good stuff indeed. Right then. Anyway, I've done all me bits and bobs there. I think that there was only after all the action in Austria last week, there was only Mortal's gone fast. That's incredible. There was only one qualifying ban, I think, which was Mings, which I don't think he's driving here this event now. But so unfortunately for Mings, and he was a bit of a nuisance towards them that race, wasn't he? On board then with Ross G, who has moved up a few, was one of the biggest moves along with Shatters as well last time out, and good stuff indeed to have Shatters on the podium as well. Absolutely mesmerising stuff indeed. Have I made that up with the podium? No, I haven't indeed. Goodness gracious me, I was getting very concerned about that then. But no, Shatters there on the podium. And Becca, evening. Hello, Becca. Actually rain in the race there. Oh my goodness me. And gosh, I completely missed that. And there's me saying of how lovely it's been out here. Wow. And then all of a sudden the commentator's curse out. It is rain in the race. And Ross G is behind his brother of Lewis G by 0.2 of a second at the moment there. Of course, there's Jamie M right there. He's got a default helmet there on there, which is absolutely diabolical for the Haas ride. But let's see how he goes. And it's great to see Diego back. If anyone remembers, I don't think Diego's raced so far now on F1 2021. But of course, a former gold driver Diego is there. I think this is first race in gold in a bronze. And so it's a debut tonight then for Diego. It's great to have him back in the cockpit. Unfortunately, he also has a default helmet as well. So I shake my head in absolute disbelief. Percy saying, come on, the Williams driver. And great for Percy there to be back in the Williams team there. Gunnar saying good luck bronze as well. Emerson saying good luck Ayrton, and Forza Ferrari. Liam saying evening all then. Liam, of course, the big boss man of bronze then, making sure he's going to be cracking the whip here tonight then, as Diego goes 6th fast at the moment there. Just watching there's a Aston Martin who's parked in a very peculiar place, and unfortunately that's his time done and dusted. Both that and this lap and the next lap is done and dusted. Everyone going across line as fast as that. He's 0.2 of a second quicker than Immortal so far. That is quite a statement of intent now for him, right? He has got the most pole positions so far this season, which is 3. I think Immortal has got the second most pole positions as a reserve driver, which he's got his 2. So Enright on 3, Immortal on 2 then. This is kind of what I want to see, really, isn't it? So fantastic. Ben Gallagher there going through Cop's Corner as well. There's Liam then saying evening all then. We got Vince saying evening boys and gals. So we got Billet saying has a qualifying ban carried over from the French Grand Prix as well. So I'm glad that Liam is glad Liam knows me too well, doesn't he? He knows that the thing is, I read the race review when it comes out. I need to read it like about 5 minutes before the start of the stream, but that wouldn't have happened tonight then. I was stuffing my face about 5 minutes before the start of the stream, so if I sound a bit winded and a bit bloated, it's not because I've been doing anything physical. Well, I have technically. I've been eating. That's too physical for me. The final turn now for Gallagher. He goes out 4 fast at the moment now, about 200 of a second away then for Ross Shedman, but he has split the brothers up then. Gallagher has had lovely helmet design as well from Gallagher. Really designed helmet as well. I think it is oh no, and that is Swan Shanks then, who is a face of the wrong way out turn 1, and I think that turn 1's very precarious around here. Well, then turn 1 is turn 2, isn't it? But I think the action usually starts at turn 1, and as he's now Swan Shanks is now coming back onto the circuit as well, so that's a bit unfortunate there. Phelan's on the circuit, but Phelan's there is unfortunately part of the exit. Liam saying, oh yeah, thanks for telling everyone about me hitting the wall in Austria. Sure, yes indeed. And of course, if anyone did miss about it, Liam, yes, he did hit the wall. Liam, yeah, did actually hit the wall in the Austrian Grand Prix. Yeah, he did. Is the pit exit, wasn't there, where Liam did his best Gerhard Berger impression there. But Berger, of course, came flying out the pits and went to the wall on the opposite side. Unfortunately, Liam didn't get that far. He hit the outside part of the wall, coming out the pits one. I'm sure that someone else did that last year. Didn't Maldonado do that as well? I think she did. I always like to bring up our driver's best moments. Oh my goodness me, as Alibi is having a good moment at the moment. Oh my gosh, he's having a terrible moment out there. As I think that I think it's a good opportunity to say happy birthday to Alibi as well for yesterday. Hopefully he might have got a new front wing there from the LP drivers for his misdemeanor. Here's that now, lovely helmet. So I remember that helmet looks very reminiscent, doesn't it, of the Lewis Hamilton colours from when he was in the McLaren, and even when he was driving in Formula 2. So cracking helmet design now for there's a special design helmet indeed. If anyone else have got any special helmet designs here tonight, then let me know. Just throw them in the comments there, or do whatever you want then. But of course, as I sometimes do, take a while to catch on then. Gio Brilliant clicked off the stream as a Swan clicked on the stream as a Swan Shank spun then. As Gordo was saying, hello, good evening to Gordo as well. Hello everyone. Unfortunately, Gordo's not going to be very happy with this, and we're on board with Ferrari as well. Ferrari, the only team last night did not to score a point, and we had 9 of the 10 teams score a point last night, which is pretty impressive to say the least. Unfortunately, Ferrari was the only team that didn't there, as they had a bit of an appalling British Grand Prix, didn't they? But here comes that field and coming up to the line as well. Baz has got about 7 minutes to sort himself out if he wants to get in there before and set a time before the end of qualifying one. So we're able to lose the 4 slowest drivers at the moment. Field comes across the line, the championship leader, and once again, he is showing his muscle, isn't he, in that Ferrari? He is fastest so far. Great stuff indeed there for Theo. And of course, he is the championship leader then. Is Cryptic coming in to the pits ending. I know he's not Cryptic anymore, is he? But old habits die hard and all that jazz. Camera Racer, I felt so sorry for Camera last week because he was magnificent, wasn't he? Camera Racer, one of the most experienced drivers on the ALR bronze grid. And I hear you asking, how many starts has he had then? And let me tell you, as I get me on spreadsheet, but this is 37th Grand Prix start now for Camera Racer. I think that is actually coming up to being the most, isn't it, soon, if I've got to get my own stat book out. But Camera Racer probably could have and should have won. Look at those top 3 times, that's magnificent. Camera Racer, could he have and should have won the Austrian Grand Prix at his home event? I think he could have. I think that at the time we was watching him before it went peak tog, he was the quickest car out on the circuit. He is also the quickest car at the moment, and 100 a second up on Theo, who's second fastest, and right in third fastest. My goodness me, a 27.466, a 27.478, a 27.486. That is ridiculous times, isn't it? Goodness gracious me! You need a magnifying glass there to see who's doing to see who's quicker than what. Then on board with Phelan. Well, I remember Phelan absolutely dominated the French Grand Prix a few weeks ago. Gallagher coming down the back straight at the moment. He's a 10th a second down to start his oopsie. I have just from my phone completely across the room now. Hang on a minute. Ooh, there we go. It says Phelan now dominate the French Grand Prix a couple of weeks ago. We're on board Gallagher at the moment now. Good luck to Ferrari whilst we're on that topic then. Oh, yeah, cheers for that, Sean. Much appreciated then, yes. Yeah, as I said, I'm kind of like, I very much I do like to always bring the positive news there. Talking of positive, let's take a look at Vintage. Then Vintage is, I think that he is the biggest and best possible news of anyone in ALR. So in all 4 categories, he's been magnificent this season. He's a completely transformed driver. Vintage said, I think Vintage only scored once in his career of, in his first season of bronze. This season, take a listen to this. And he's got 44 points, and he has scored in Bahrain. He has scored in Spain. He scored in Monaco. He scored in Azerbaijan. He didn't score in Canada, and he did score in France, but he did score in Austria. The reason why he didn't score in France, by the way, is because he didn't start. So the only race he hasn't scored in was in Canada, where I think that he was just involved in some collateral damage there, wasn't he? So Vintage has been absolutely mega this season. He really has indeed that. And I don't want to make it too positive for Vintage, because it goes wrong when I start to really get behind the driver. So yeah, let's. I'm just going to put out there. Vintage had a cracking start to the season. I think he's one of the most improved drivers of all the grids. ALR, gold, silver, bronze, or cobalt. I can't remember what came after silver. Then goodness gracious me, why come into the pit? No, he hasn't. He stayed out then, but it looks like then he's abandoned. Swan Shanks looks like he's driving a shopping trolley around there. Goodness me, that back end is trying to overtake the front. And we're going to just watch Phelan then, who's on circle mode in the Mercedes. And Serious Mercedes evening, and good luck to all as well. Serious Mercedes then got a point in the last night in the British Grand Prix. The Haas team should have and could have got a lot more. Unfortunately. Favre had so much pace last night, and he should have won the British Grand Prix for the second season in a row there. Emulated my hero, David Coulthard, but that was not the case because Favre had quite a lot of penalties there, didn't he, really, which it wouldn't surprise any of you Favre fans. I've known Favre for, goodness me, almost since I started my commentary career, my word that. But of course, one of Favre's best ever races was actually in a completely different league to ALR. It was in the Austrian Grand Prix where it started 20th on the grid and absolutely flew through the field and finished second. And the only reason why I finished second on that day is the driver that won the race was ridiculously quick. He was about a second quicker than anyone else. But Favre was absolutely mega that day. He really was indeed. Then Phelan's go fast. And look at this. He's another driver into the 27-4 club. My word, then it's not an exclusive club, is it? There's 5 drivers in the 24 and the 27-4s out there. It's ridiculously close. I'm loving it. So we're on board with Phelan. He's gone wide. Oh my gosh! I'm closing my eyes. That's going to be impact. It is an impact there for Billet, and he's got a qualifying free ban. If he of course, so that ban only counts though if he gets into qualifying free. Otherwise, the ban would just carry over until he gets into qualifying free. So that's unfortunate for Billet. There's had some issues there. Ayrton's also had some issues as well. Someone's jumped out quite a nice couple of positions. I think that was Diashi. It was Diashi in the second McLaren there on board with Alibi. Sorry, I'm itching my ear. There we go. Sorry, I'm itching my ear. So I need to get this headset right as well because I've rushed came in there tonight and I was running a bit late. Apologies about that. And I haven't got me headset right, which means that my fringe is now flapping over my ear, flapping over my face there and my eyes, so I can hardly see a thing. What I can see is I park my curtains to one side is Alibi. The final turn in, he goes 12th fast at the moment there, and I think it's on one of there. Ayrton is on another lap. Then we've got Billet, who's invalidated this lap as well, and Billet's only got a minute. I think that Billet's going to be out qualifying. He is out qualifying, unfortunately, and that's a shame. Diego is also on the outside, looking very precarious. So is it Vintage, and Swan Shanks are also in trouble as well. This qualifying session has flown by for me. Vintage just said thanks, Sean, for it. I respect that. Unfortunately for Vintage, he's out qualifying, unless my time is a bit desunk. It might be desunked, but I don't think it is that. Or desynced would probably be a better word. Excuse me. Oh, much better. There's some major issues going on. Then Ayrton is going to be sweating buckets here as he is also currently not through into qualifying, but he hasn't set a representative time just yet. And there's a Haas car who has spun off, and Diego's in major trouble there. He's in the gravel as well. He's not beached though. Swan Shanks comes out of the pits now, which tells me that I think that my time is not right then. So, but unfortunately, Vintage is out as well. Vintage is down in 18th position there. Billet is down in 17th position there, so his qualifying ban carries over until the next race and until he gets into qualifying free. Out of the final turn for Ayrton comes across the line. He's 12th faster than the McLaren, and did that, but is it going to be safe? And we've got Ferrari who's cruising. We've got Shadows who's down in 50th position as well, but Diego has had some major issues there. Swan Shanks also needs to get to the line as well, as we got a Alpine car just coming across the line then, and I think that, I'm not sure who that was then, but I think they've just about made it. Enright is took the checker flag already. Enright said in the comments there was 2 tenths up, but spun on the last corner, and Serious Russia, he's in the San Diego. It's a San Diego. If anyone's watched Anchorman, of course, with Will Ferrell in it as well. If you haven't watched Anchorman, I'm very disappointed in you. On board with Shatters as well, but then again, it also just shows of how poor my sense of humour is. Across the line there goes Shatters. He stays 15th fast. He's improved by 10th per second. But and Shadows is also out qualifying as well, so he's really mistimed that then. So there's going to be a lot of drivers that are going to be very unhappy with that qualifying session now, because they've really, some drivers have really made a meal of that then. Goodness me, Swan Shanks there, who has come off the back of a brilliant race in the, it's Shadows to go off a brilliant race in Austria. Swan Shanks had currently got 25 points this evening, but unfortunately didn't get any points in Austria. He had a bit of a nightmare in Austria, didn't he, Swan Shanks did, but he's down in 19th in this qualifying session as well, and that is unfortunate to say the least. Liam, yeah, it's just 9/10 of a second between first and 15th. That is absolutely ridiculous, isn't it? That is incredible stuff. And as we've already mentioned, the top 6 are all in the 27 forwards. It is ridiculously close, isn't it, here in Silverstone? And these laps are quite long around here compared to modern day Formula 1 circuits, isn't it? We're nudging the almost the 85-second mark around here. Well, the 90-second mark around here is really intense, to say the least. Brooke saying, evening, Sean. Hello from me and Tess as well. D actually saying, Sean with a love heart. And is that a shrimp? Oh no, that's a prawn. Chubby's gone fast as well. Whilst I've been trying to figure out what kind of food is on my screen, Chappie's gone fast. Is also in the 27 forwards. That is ridiculously quick, isn't it? My goodness me. Absolutely fantastic there. Liam saying, credit to the admin for getting this number together. So he is as of course, Liam has done a cracking job there. Doesn't he? Very good stuff indeed then. Chappie with that Superman pose is top of the timesheet there, but look at that. The top 8 is covered by 73 hundredths of a second. That is ridiculous, isn't it? Kakarot Goku said, Vintage, did Vintage crash? No, Vintage came out, but abandoned his time. We didn't see what happened to Vintage, unfortunately. Feeling and saying, look, make that top 7 there. Incredible. It really is indeed then, isn't it? Look at that then. It's the top 8 separated by 73 hundredths of a second there. Ridiculous stuff indeed. That goodness me, as we're now into qualifying 2 then for the bronze race here in Silverstone as well then. Anyway, yeah, we are now into qualifying 2 then. If we just take a look at these stands before, I think that was just before the loop, wasn't it? Potentially, preferably, possibly. Vintage saying, no mate, just couldn't get a lap in, unfortunately there. So that is such a shame then. As Philo said, oof, the top 8, yeah, it's ridiculous, isn't it? Wow, impressive stuff indeed then. We haven't seen people pull up the most out of their cars yet either. So as we go into qualifying 2, I've heard it's a rainy race then. So what is that going to do for qualifying out here, I said? Well, that would be that you won't need to worry about tyre strategy in changeable conditions there, because if it's raining at the start of the race, you can start on the intermediate or the wet tyres. However, if it's not raining in the race, or it's not wet enough to start on the wet or the changeable condition tyres and the intermediates or the wet tyres, then you'll have to start on the tyres which you set your fastest time in qualifying 2 if you get into the top 10, of course. And so now just as Echo is coming out of the pits now, he is on the medium compound tyre as well in the Williams car. And of course, car 8 as well. In the first ever drawer to have car 8 in ALR as well. And so I think that Echo will be very proud of that. In fact, won't he? I don't think he cares, to be honest, but I certainly do. I love it. So he's coming down the old back straight as well. Liam saying, I've never seen so many drivers that close. Absolutely ridiculous indeed. Well done, Liam, on sending the 20 invites there. As a Serious Mushroom in a very jovial mood tonight, isn't he? Serious Mushroom is cracking stuff indeed. As Liam said, yes, it took a while then. As we're just on board then. What Serious Mushroom saying is that actually isn't a joke then. To be fair, it actually isn't a joke. As I must say, the amount, you know how long it takes me to send one invite when I'm asked by the admins. If I'm in the party, usually before the start of the Grand Prix or the event, and like if Alex, Paula, or Farf, or Liam or Gurman ever asked me to send out an invite, it takes me 10 minutes to figure out where they are. Sometimes even how to spell that gamer tag. Then it takes me another 10 minutes to actually find out how to send an invite in the first place. And so, yeah, I definitely agree with you there, Serious Mushroom. Actually, it's quite difficult task to get your to get all the grid together, isn't it? So very good stuff did that. And hats off to all the admins there, and of course across, so whether that's across gold, silver, bronze, or cobalt, fantastic job indeed they all do. Now, I've got to say it's very difficult as well to judge some of the correlations there, of course. And case in point is the collision between Verstappen and Hamilton second collision between Verstappen and Hamilton in Italy, of course, where he's determining whether that was Verstappen's fault, racing or Lewis's fault. Then has got completely different opinions out there. It's incredible, isn't it? I thought it was cut and dry, a racing incident there, and then there was other people who was like, no, Verstappen deserved it, or Hamilton shouldn't have closed the door. Goodness gracious me, then. It's very difficult being a steward, isn't it? Now, so yeah, that's something I do not want to do, unless of course I'm stewarding on someone's race who I would take quite a bit of pleasure in and giving them a penalty. For example, Emerson on board with Echo, or maybe even Ayrton as well. Actually, it'd be quite funny. But of course, that's why I'm not trusted to do any of those kind of serious things. Then, so I've just been put in the commentary box, well away from the racing cars, well away from any of the serious stuff, and I just enjoy myself and talk absolute nonsense then for 2 hours then on a on an ALR night. Fantastic. What else could you want then on your weekdays? Well, Vince is saying then I've got to find my inner Dan Murphy. Of course, as he's coming from the back of the field there, of course, Dan Wilson and Bradfield don't really seem to like to qualify at the moment, do they? And of course, unfortunately didn't work out for Bradfield or Wilson last night. Of course, they did take the lead, didn't they? Because they're very good with the old tyres, aren't they? And looking after those tyres. However, unfortunately, the race didn't go to their advantage. Echo has gone faster so far now. And a good something there for Echo. I'm looking for an AlphaTauri. There he is, and 4 tenths of a second away. Then Shatter says that as he completes us up there. All of the medium compound tires who have come across the line so far. So great, good stuff indeed. That, and look at this, times are so ridiculously close, and I'm bound to look to 100th of a second, not 10th of a second here tonight. Magnificent stuff. And Ross G is gone fast, as said, by only 700th of a second. Ridiculously close out there at the moment. Absolutely incredible stuff indeed. Then I'm loving it. Goodness me then. But I'm going to have to get out my old magnifying glass by the end of this one. On the final turn then for Diashi. Diashi is not within 100th of a second of anyone, but I think he's had some issues somewhere on that lap, so he's going to have to own her by the cherry, isn't he? And Mortal then coming down the back straight. Chappie, who is just about to finish this lap, and Chappie, of course, was quickest in qualifying one when we finished off that session now. And coming out of the final turn. There's the final turn now. Then across the line, Chappie goes into a 28.6. Then Chappie does that. So of course, then we're on different tires. Oh no, goodness me, it's that Aston Martin now getting very squirrely. Aston Martin and Lewis G now goes fast on the 28 flat there. Pretty impressive stuff indeed. That Aston Martin are on flying high after that incredible race by Markey last night. Again, Aston Martin's first podium of their career in a silver last night. Fantastic stuff. And Feenan comes across the line, does another into a 27 now. Feenan does that. These times are now starting to really ramp up. Hadn't they? Goodness gracious me! I got to say, I think the gloves are off now. They've had their sparring sessions. Now it's time to get into the real action here. As Immortal doesn't look like he's on a quick lap at the moment. It looks like he's recovering from somewhere. And right is starting his lap now. And Roshi has gone for his second bite of cherry, and he's gone fast now. It's a Mercedes 1-2 here in Silverstone. Good stuff. Ooh. My goodness me, and that sausage roll which I just had, it's just repeated on me there. Oh my word, then I got to say, then I think I shouldn't have. Unfortunately, I didn't digest that very well, did I? I'm not very good at digesting a lot of things anyway. As case in point, my waistline. Just watching Theo going further fast as the championship leader. Theo is that we spoke to young Tommy last night, and talking of which, actually, I need to congratulate young Tommy as well. His first Grand Prix win in silver last night. Was it fantastic there? Stole the win away from UMAD Bros. There is no safety cars in the British Grand Prix last night, and of course there was almost no, for the first time ever in the LR history, there was no retirees. However, unfortunately, I think that we're doing so close yet so far. Enright is off the circuit there, as goodness me, looks like he's driving a low rider there. Enright there trying to get back onto the circuit there, but he's spun out of cops there, hasn't he? Enright has there, and so he's going to have to come back to the pit. So he's got enough time now to get himself sorted. Then on board with Roscoe. Roscoe has not got a single point so far. As of course, Roscoe won a Grand Prix last season, didn't he, Roscoe? Has and really in And unfortunately, this season it's not been too fruitful for the Ferrari, has it? So let's see if Roscoe can really get himself back on the right track here in this season. Then, so it's the two G's of Ross G and Lewis G at the top of the timesheet. So my goodness me, they're separated by half a tenth of a second, ridiculously close up there. Rossi across the line, he goes third fast, as also joins him into the 27th as well. Cracking times out there. I'm loving this at the moment, fantastic. And right, he's coming into the pit, so he's not loving it at the moment, is he? Here comes Gallagher in the Aston Martin, and there he goes. Good stuff. Serious Wrestling, they got that tactic from me in season 2. And all the G brothers conjoined twins said, well, goodness me, they're not separated by much, are they? And we got 27.6 now for Mortal. Theo's just gone across the line and gone second fastest there, so I missed that as I was looking down then. Gallagher is now down the hanger straight as well then, so he flicks it in there into Stowe as well. Alibi has done a banker lap on the soft tyres, and I'm wondering if Alibi might come onto the medium tyres in a minute then. I'm wondering then, if the rain's coming in the race then, it might be coming later on then, so it's not coming just... A lovely shot from the nose gun, by the way. Fantastic there. It's fantastic camera work then. Gallagher going across the line. He's 7 fastest at the moment now. My goodness me, these times are ridiculous. Oh no! And that's Alibi. He's parked. Where is he parked there? Is that the old pit? Yeah, oh gosh, there's a Ferrari there. He is parked in the old. That's the old pit entry, isn't it? From goodness me. Before he oh, look all the mud and dirt he's put all over the track there, going for a very fast part of the circuit there. So the only old straight as well. Goodness me, there. Alibi there is. Alibi there, not doing his drivers, not doing his fellow drivers any good there. Is he police officer about that? Is he? Why should he be? So it's rush around. Ooh, is it a wet race? I think it's a wet race, unless which I might have been duped. I probably have been duped. Camera race to go at 8 fast, and I've heard it was a wet race on the grapevine. On board Everton, and we've got a lovely shot from the Lewis Hamilton inspired helmet there, as he is now in to Brooklands as well in the McLaren. Of course, McLaren had a lot of success, didn't they, in the Italian Grand Prix a couple of days ago. Ayrton and Diashi would like to replicate that if they can. Diashi, this is only Diashi's first Grand Prix event here tonight. Diashi's had to miss a couple of races, unfortunately, but he's back in action, and that's exactly what the McLaren team need, isn't it? McLaren have had a good start to the season, haven't they? Really have indeed. Of course, McLaren are leading the championship by 20 points there for the Mercedes team at the moment. Absolutely fantastic stuff. Theo, who is 15 points in front of this man at the moment. And that is the battle for the bronze championship, and also is the battle to get promoted into silver for next season as well. But we haven't even reached half distance yet, then. So do not think anything's for granted at this stage of proceedings, because there's a long way to go. But just saying, yeah, there is rain in the race set. Wherever that comes at the beginning of the race or the end of the race, I don't know them, but the drivers have. Oh, goodness me, that was close. The drivers showing me at the moment that I think it's coming out later on the race then. So Merson loves it a bit spicy, doesn't he? There, it's going to get very spicy indeed on board. Diashi, lovely crash helmet here from Diashi. Diashi had the best crash helmet from last season, in my humble opinion. He's very good with the crash helmets, and I like this one again as well. But I've got to say, the crash helmets this season have been a lot more fruitful, haven't they, to say least. Diashi out of the final turn, he carries on with his lap then. Cross the line goes 7 fast. It's good stuff indeed there for Diashi. Amazing. And I think that the track is a bit quiet out there at the moment. And Hamilton, that feeling is on a lap at the moment. Oh, goodness me. And that is not a good time number 2. And I think that was a bit of rage there from Phelan as well. As he's unfortunately got on the power a bit too much then through the loop. And that's a shame. Oh, his Chappie's also off as well now. He was 0.6 of a second up in the first sprint time. And my goodness me. And I think, was that his teammate now? I'm not sure who that was. And I think it was Echo who had to take amazing reflections there from was it? Amazing reactions there from Echo. Incredible stuff indeed. Both Williams almost came to blows, and my golly gosh there. Oh my word then. Chappie then unfortunately is that lap has got to be it's not going to continue without that, because that one's all done and dusted. And feeling the same with him on board with him right then. Of course, he's got the most pole position so far this season, right, as he had pole position in the first 3 races in Bahrain, Spain and Monaco. He hasn't had a pole position since then though, has he? So that was back in round 3 then. So Enright has got something to prove, has he, here tonight in the Haas car. We're on board with Enright as well, then going through a chapel and down the back straight, then down the hangar straight. So Enright said, I'm going down next season so I could be with my Guna then. Well, I got to say that there's a long way to go still. So anything can happen in silver or bronze, and it usually does, doesn't it? And it's I got to say, it's very interesting indeed then. Albeit young Tommy, I think he's got a 45 point lead in the silver championship. Incredible stuff indeed. He's incredible, isn't he there? But we'll talk about young Tommy a bit later on then, because Jamie Enright has done an equally incredible job there of a cracking lap, but he is second fast at the moment now. It's Immortal who's the quickest out there so far. Echo is a 5300 second up in the first split time. So good stuff indeed as it comes through Copse Corner now. About 175 miles an hour through Copse Corner. Back on board the Williams driver then. Echo, a former pole sitter in gold as well, back in the Brazilian Grand Prix of season 2, if I'm not very much mistaken. Wow, Echo's been with us for such a long time, hasn't he? Goodness gracious me. I like the fact that I like it when a driver says stick with us for quite a long period of time, mainly because I'm a nerd and I like my stats. But also, it's a Morsel's retired from the session, but he's safe and sound in the garage. I'm also a big nerd of the stats, well, because it looks a bit better, isn't it? The bigger numbers, it makes me much more excited about life indeed. Of course, Murphy is not far away from being the first driver in ALR history in a single league to as Echo goes 10 faster, but he's still he's still in the bottom 5 at the moment. Then as Alibi is at 9/10 second up. Then Murphy is going to be the first driver in a single league to reach 100 races almost then when it comes into the Dutch Grand Prix in about 3 races time. I think I got that wrong actually. It might even be the Belgian Grand Prix, but he is not far away then from the 100 mark. Of course, in his ALR total career, him and Gunnar have already got past 100, and I think Farf has got past 100 as well, actually, come to think about it. So those are the only 3 drivers I think I've got past 100. But Murphy's going to be the first driver to do so in a single league. So fantastic performance, fantastic stuff for Ayrton, for Dan Murphy, and I'm sure that our social media manager has got something up her sleeve to really do a good old celebration. That's good stuff indeed. Vintage, you're doing last to first challenge, the last to first challenge there. Kakarot Goku is asking Vintage Alibi, who's gone on 4 seconds quicker on those soft tires. Has really thrown the cat amongst the pigeons, hasn't he? And that is allowed. That is now really enticed Ross G to perhaps go on the soft tire as well. Maybe he didn't feel safe anyway. Well, he's fast down at 27.4 for Ross G. Molto and Diashi are happy with their tires, albeit Diashi and Molto have done 3 and 4 laps respectively on those tires then. So that is Echo's gone faster still, but Echo is now done 4 laps on the medium tires as well. Echo is going to be very concerned about this as the camera racer has gone faster, I should say, in the second intermediate split. So goodness me, look at how much curb on the outside takes that camera racer. Fantastic, isn't it? Really impressive stuff indeed there. And now we're on board there through Maggots and Beckett as well. Fantastic part of the race. This is that. Theo is also happy then, but I think Theo is on the medium tires. We'll check that out then in just a jiffy then at the end of this session then, because we've got to be concerned about the bottom 5 in this session, which is 11th to 15th. That is what we're aiming for at the moment. That is what we're trying to line up in the British Grand Prix. Camero flicking it through Stowe corner. Of course, then Stowe, the most earliest memory of Stowe is unfortunately a bad one, where Schumacher broke his leg when trying to overtake Eddie Irvine at the 1999 British Grand Prix. That was a crazy year for the British Grand Prix, wasn't it? As Camera Racer goes faster. That's a mega time there for Camera Racer on medium tires as well, and he's fastest. That is pretty immense, to say the very least. Wow, I'm very impressed with that then. Lewis G has missed the flag then, so is Jamie Enright, and so is Ross there. This is going to get very interesting indeed then. I'm checking out to see who's about to finish up. Shatters is about to finish up then. Of course, as we're just watching Shatters now, Shatters of course is coming off the back of a fantastic Austrian Grand Prix, and unfortunately though, he's improved by 0.3 seconds. That's not the unfortunate part. The unfortunate part is out qualifying. My word. And as Echo cut across the line, he's 14 faster one, and there's a lot of drivers dropping by the wayside here, isn't there? Oh my goodness me, can Gallagher sneak through them? We're just watching Chappie, who's done this is the second time up on the medium tires, and it comes across the line. Chappie only 14 fast, he's out qualifying as well. Ayrton about finishes up then. Gallagher finishes up then. Phelan is also Phelan is here then. Phelan is currently into the top 10 then. Can he remain in the top 10? This is a brand new set of medium tires. He goes 5th faster. He would have lost an abundance amount of time there. Ayrton's in far late this time. He's down in 50th position, Ayrton is there, so he is out of qualifying as well in the McLaren. So that is disappointing there for the man who's second in the World Championship. He is out, and his championship rival is 9 places in front of him at the moment there. But of course, we still have to sort out the top 10 running order, don't we? But the major shock of this so far is Ayrton is out of qualifying. My goodness gracious me, then the man who's second in the World Championship is going to have to come through the field, isn't he? If he wants some points here tonight. So there's a bit of overtaking to do then for the McLaren driver. Chappie out qualifying. Shatters another surprise, to be honest, to me then, because he had a great race in Austria. I was hoping that you could take on that momentum there. Echo out qualifying, and Gallagher also out to qualify as well in the Aston Martin then. Vintage is not feeling too confident. He's saying it's a very strong grid. So it is a very strong grid, but it's always a very strong grid, Vintage there. So, and you have done brilliant stuff. You've done amazing stuff before. I'm expecting the same again tonight. So just taking a quick look at the bottom 5 at this stage. Cameron's lap there was fantastic, wasn't it? Really well done. Harrison out qualifying, Chappie out qualifying, Shatters, Echo, and Gallagher. That is 15th down to 11th. Only soft runners is Cryptic Alibi, or I should just say Alibi, and Ross G, both on soft tires. I wonder if Ross G there might be regretting the finish in that lap now, because he would have been safely through anyway, I would hazard a guess then. So Ross G there on the soft tires then. It does depend on when that rain comes during the Grand Prix, though, doesn't it? Cheers for saying, getting camera. I said I wanted something special at Kakarot Goku. I can't even remember. I can't even read the messages. Goodness gracious me there from a Kakarot Goku. Critical by the fat. I had the fastest sector 3. My best achievement there from Alibi. So he is going to be as happy as the day's long. The end of the day, it's not going to be too long in terms of qualifying now because we are not far away. The race starts in 15 minutes, everyone. Then that is what you've all came for tonight. Albeit I've also come for qualified as well because qualified, in my humble opinion, is almost as good as the race itself. But I really enjoyed that. And it's the Champions League tonight. Oh goodness me. I think that is that, oh goodness me, Manchester United have just lost to the Young Boys. Oh dear, that's not good, is it? Oh dear. Anyway, as we're coming as we're now into qualifying 3, this is a bit more important than that at the moment. There's my phone just flashed up with that, so that's a bit of a shock, isn't it? As they're coming out of the pits now. Kakarot Goku saying Alibi for his second podium. Then Echo saying took a risk, didn't pay off fair, unfortunately for Echo, so he's out of qualifying search, but it's not it's not going to be in a Sean's stat book, Alibi. No, unfortunately. I'm a bit brutal in the old stat book there, because even though technically you do get a classification finish if you finish within the 3 laps of the leaders, but because we do half races, really you should really come across the line to get a finish in my book, and that's how I've always done it, because I'm a brutal man there. So we've got a couple of drivers out on circuit. I say a couple. We've got about half the field out, hopefully more than half the field now, and here we go then. Alibi said he ain't going to get a podium, but be happy with points. And anything could happen, Alibi. Grand Prix, and that's what we love about Grand Prix, and that's why we're all fans, isn't it? And that's why we're all watching here tonight, isn't it? Because we have no rough idea what's going to happen there. It was great by Silver last night to not get any safety cars. Absolutely mega stuff there. And did we have a safety car in gold? I should know that because I was commentating on it, but there you go. I got to say, I'm getting old now. I'm like in my 30s, so what can you do? Yeah, I think that I can't remember, to be honest. Did we have a safety car in gold? That's really going to annoy me. But I really hope we get a safety car tonight then. Why? Because we want to see the new Aston Martin at safety car, don't we? Because I get really excited then. Otherwise, I did that update for absolutely nothing now. Of course, everyone else would be excited about Portugal. By the way, Portugal is actually a cracking track to drive. I love it. I was more excited about the Aston Martin safety car, and we could get out here tonight in the British Grand Prix. I'd love to see it then, and of course, I got everything crossed, and I know the admins haven't got anything crossed there because they don't want to see a safety car, do they? And I don't think you guys want to see it at home either, but I do, because I do love a safety car. As we've got Echo there on the comments, well, thankfully I have a good wet setup then, so when it comes to rain, my inner Michael Schumacher will come and play then. Of course, Michael Schumacher, and of course, hopefully Echo is referring to the Michael Schumacher from 1998, the British Grand Prix, where he won this event, albeit he won it from in the pit lane now, or maybe, of course, I think the one of Schumacher's best ever wet wear drives is definitely the Spanish Grand Prix 96. Ridiculous there. In today's era of Formula 1, that race wouldn't have gone ahead there. It was absolutely saturated, wasn't it, out there on the circuit? My golly gosh, I don't think there was any safety cars in that Spanish Grand Prix either, as far as I remember, which is absolutely frightening to see, especially when you see the likes of Damon Hill crashing into the pit wall then on the pit straight. My word there. And of course, I think we also had did we have a frightening crash with Frentzen as well? I can't remember now. I'm really struggling. I know that I think I'm thinking about the wrong year now, because I know that Andrea Montemimi had a horrific crash in the Spanish Grand Prix 94, I think it was actually. So I've got the years completely wrong there. So less said about that. No, we don't. No, we didn't. Hence why I spent the whole race at the back there. Liam was saying then. So yeah, we've had no safety cars yet. And goodness gracious me, fantastic stuff there. But I'd like to see one here tonight. What if Jeff was lying, Echo? Ooh, and we don't do safety cars in bronze short as well from Liam. So Liam doesn't want one. Just like I said, the admins don't want one. I just want to see the Aston Martin car, safety car. Coming across the line is Immortal, so he is fastest so far, but Theo, the championship leader, has now gone the fastest. Why his teammate has just come across on the start as well. What about Lewis G? Lewis G is unfortunately invalidated this time, so he is going to have to go round again now. Who is next then? I think it's one of the Mercedes. It's both Mercedes, and it's Ross G who's coming through Stowe corner as well. And let's see what Ross G can do as he comes in to Vale as well. Young Tommy, the most recent newest ALR Grand Prix winner. He is 45 points leading the world in the Silver Championship. He is joining us in the comments. Ross G is only third fast at the moment. Whilst Phelan is just at a 27 flat. Magnificent stuff there. A 27.0002 tenths of a second. second in front of Theo in second position there. Phelan is feeling it tonight, isn't he? Wow, incredible stuff indeed. Lewis G is just coming out of left field. Diashi down the back straight. Cryptic is in the pits at the moment, or should I say Alibi? I should get his name right, shouldn't I? I will get it right run these days then, as Diashi is flicking it into Stowe corner as well then. Good stuff indeed then. As just carried on. Oh, well, I'll come back to the comments in a bit then, because I think this is too much for me. Too much for me then. Go on and Cryptic, get that podium now from young Tommy as well then. Out the final turn then comes Diashi, then Diashi across the line. He goes second fastest. Diashi does a 2:19 then. Incredible stuff, but it's still feeling out in front at the moment now, isn't he? Mortal's now gone second fastest then. He's 2,000 second in front of Diashi, but they still can't get within the postcode. And just like that, Phelan's out, qualifying in Cobb's corner, and Theo has gone on pole position. He's in the 26th, Theo is. Wow. Absolutely immense stuff indeed there. But Phelan, who was looking in control, is all of a sudden out of the qualifying section, and that's to say he's going to the highest, going to start second now, and he is off on the outside of the course there, and the camera racer is carrying on then. Lewis G is now in a third faster. Mortal is fourth with Diashi fifth, Ross G in sixth, Roscoe in seventh position, and camera racer fighting the car, and he is coming down the back straight as well with Samson, Enright or Alibi's attempt then for pole position just yet, so it's not all over yet then. And now is Enright has now emerged out of the garage into the Silverstone sunshine here. And here we go. It's Alibi. Sorry, not Alibi. Camera has abandoned his time and come in to the pit then. Ross G just warming up those tyres as just taking a look. There's anyone on his second time run at the moment. Ross G, I think, just completed the second time run, but Theo is fastest so far. Magnificent stuff indeed. That really impressive. Let me catch up with the comments then. Echo is saying, and except six in Spain there is Echo there, bringing us down a notch or two as he with the those same cars then. Nuna saying as Liam doesn't want to see Bird's new drip, that of course is a new beautiful Aston Martin safety car. We've got serious pressure. Best wet race was me beating Leo and Gurman in Japan, laugh out loud. Of course, that was that was the Japanese Grand Prix, wasn't there? One of my favourite races of all time as well, of course, back in season 2, where Cyrus Mush there repelled the super force of the Haas team, didn't he? He was the reason that Haas ended up only getting 8 Grand Prix wins in a row. Was it 8? Or was it 9? I think it was 8, wasn't it? So Serious Russia there was, of course, the car is driving for now. It's the reason that their race winning mentality came to a brutal end there in the Japanese Grand Prix. Just watching it end right now then. Alibi is saying, I'm challenging my inner crashy Hashi there. Gordo saying if there is a safety, if only there was a safety car yesterday then. Gordo saying go on field as well. Enright is starting stuff as well. He's got a clear track there. Echo is impressed with a 27 flat. He might be more impressed with Field's 26.9 and great stuff indeed then. And as Riddell just on board with Enright as well, as he is now starting off this up. Incredible stuff indeed then. As I think it's Silla then who's saying good luck to Diash as well. Great stuff indeed there. Of course, it's great to have new commenters in there. Keep on coming in, guys. Feeling saying bro man. I think that of course that's the bro I think from the Josh Revels account, is it? I love it. I got a feeling that that's going to be a good night then. Oh, great stuff indeed then. Nuna saying just finished watching the Cell race, and the only reasonable thing to say is Tommy. So good stuff indeed then, as Liam saying, yeah, no, it was class. Love that race mushroom as well from Liam, yeah, as well. Cool. That was fantastic, wasn't it? Can't believe how quickly time flies, doesn't it? Anyway, now let's focus on the man of the moment. It is Enright at the moment. He has had 4 pole positions so far this season. He's trying to make out a 4th here tonight then. He's on those soft tires and in the Haas car at the moment. Enright is. He hasn't set time just yet. He's going against the grain here. He's the only driver on a quick lap on. Ross G, Lewis G has just emerged out of the pits, have they? They have indeed then, or certainly one has, and as Enright there, I think he's getting a bit frustrated, is he, there in that car. So one of those tires is struggling to get up to temperature at the moment, and now coming into the final turn as well, accelerated up then, and let's see what Enright can do. Enright comes across, he's fastest there, my goodness me, and he was still weaving there, and I thought that he was getting backing off a bit. How wrong was I? He is fastest by 100 for a second now. I thought I said him weaving there, maybe he's just correcting it. Incredible stuff indeed there, and Enright is on pole position there for the British Grand Prix. He's gone for a second by the cherry. I think he is, and let's see now if Enright's got anything left in the tank. That's incredible stuff indeed then, and down the back straight he goes then, Enright. He's a tenth of a second down in the first split time then. So we're going to stick with Enright for the minute. And incredible stuff indeed for Enright. This will be his fourth pole position of his career, of his season, I should say, in bronze. Absolutely magical stuff Enright has been this season. And that would also be his fourth pole position of his career as well then. So I was right the first time there. So I don't need my stats told like, oh my word there. He's using the far front racing line there as the Enright is. But unfortunately, I feel that this might be a, I don't think he's going for, well, he's still going for it, but I looked at everybody. We're on board then with the man with the most pole positions so far then, as he's coming down the back straight, and he's 2/10 of a second down there. Unless he has an incredible final sector. He was weaving, wasn't he, down the back straight here. I didn't think it was going to be pole position, but how wrong was I? Oh no! Oh, he's in the wall there, and that's a huge smash there for Enright. But look, he's found a service road, and he's in the pits there. Enright, though, is currently on pole position. He is the defending pole sitter now. Here comes Camaro at 90 seconds to go in this qualifying, such that accelerating out of the final turn, coming out of Vale, then Camaro Racer is, and it is full fast. It's not enough for the vote, though, is it? What about that? I see that Alpine. Here he is, and it's Alibi in car number 13 out of the final turn there for Alibi, and he has gone into a 29 in 10th position then. And there's a Red Bull as Immortal has invalidated his time here. Immortal has. He's got time for one more run, though, hasn't he? There? So it's nothing to be concerned about just yet for Immortal. Ferrari on a lap at the moment, and the Camera Racer coming down the back straight, but that is a very leisurely pace set for the Alfa Romeo. And here comes Diashi, 69 in a second, down on the second split time. Now that is very close to the edge of the limit there for the McLaren driver. Incredible stuff indeed then. And now then is Diashi coming into Vale as well. And let's see what Diashi can do. He's not been on pole position so far this season, has he? He's had a couple of pole positions out in his career in bronze and across the line, and he stays 8 fastest there. Lewis G's invalidated his time. Ross G hasn't invalidated his time. No, there's something. I feel that these two, the G's have got someone in their back pocket. Here comes Ross G across the line. Also a 10th of a second down there. I'm surprised at these times, and they're not improving on the second time run here, which I'm absolutely flabbergasted by. Incredible. As, oh my gosh, our Immortal took my nose off there as he flew through a Cop's corner as well. Here he comes on board now for Immortal. Enright is surprised to think he's keeping pole position at the moment. He is, and the track is not yielding the grip, is it? No one is going quicker, so Enright might have actually pulled off an amazing lap here, hasn't he? In the final stage, check flags falling for Camaro for Roscoe as well. Roscoe has not gone across the line quick enough, so he's out. So that's him out of qualifying. Unfortunately, that Camaro race has done as well. What about Theo? Theo got left in the tank, and it was a cracking opening lap there for the Ferrari driver. Alibi's retired from the session, and here comes Immortal out of the final turn. Immortal, and it's in fourth position there. Goodness me, he was close to the 26, not quite though, and he's about 90 of a second in front of Camera Racer as well. Diashi cruising back to the pits then. Ross G has found a 10th of a second in the middle split time, going a bit wide then. Also the other G has also found a 10th of a second as well. Theo is 6/10 of a second down then. Theo is, I don't think he's going to improve, and so Theo is not going to get on pole position here today, unfortunately. But what about the Aston Martin? 10th of a second up in the second split time, and Ross G is also behind his brother as well then. Goodness gracious me, then this is going to be tense indeed then out of the final turn then. And let's see what Ross G and Lewis G goes to 5th fast. And what about Ross G across the line? And Ross G stays 7th fastest. Is Enright, who is not even on circuit, who's on pole position then for the British Grand Prix. That is his fourth pole position of his career and of the season as well. And so fantastic stuff there for Enright. His first time was enough there. He is going to be overjoyed with this result, I'm sure. He has come back and he has put it on pole position there. Great stuff indeed there for Enright. And I think that is an absolutely beautiful end to qualifying. Magnificent stuff indeed. Oh, I love the end of that qualifying. Now it's magnificent stuff indeed. Really good stuff. So Ross G saying, blimey, that was hard then. Absolutely great stuff indeed. Gurman there coming into the comments there with the old with a lovely billip. My goodness me. We'll come back to the commenters in a minute because I need to just check out this. 71 hundredths of a second separates Enright, Theo, Phelan and Immortal. What more can you ask for on a Tuesday night? Absolutely magnificent stuff indeed there. And look at this, the top 9 is separated by just over half a second and of the for the British Grand Prix. Enright on pole position, and has his first pole position since the Monaco Grand Prix. About 4 races ago then. So Enright then back into the sharp end of the field then. Let's see what he can do then. Gordon's saying then the top 4 is within a tenth of a second. Absolutely ridiculous times throughout all qualifying. They've been so close. Qualifying too it was like it was incredible. Always in with a tenth of a second from the top 8. Ridiculously close here in bronze. I'm absolutely loving it. But he's saying there's Giallo then, as Lewis is saying, woo, that great something that Gio said, feeling with a beautiful up there at 27-0 then. At 27-0 then, I've got to say, I love the laptops like that. Absolutely pristine with it. Beautiful stuff indeed there. It really gives anyone with OCD, it just makes you have a beautiful feeling inside. Absolutely fantastic feeling. Also saying good luck to the lads as well. As it's very overcast. We are expecting a sprinkling of the wet stuff and sometime in the race, but it's hard to start this race. We'll keep an eye on the weather forecast because this is going to get very interesting indeed. And 20 drivers, and well, I think it's 19 actually, because I don't think Baz has actually gone to the session, which is a bit unfortunate, isn't it? We're down to 14 seconds left, Ben, before he gets going then for the start of the British Grand Prix. Thank you all for joining us, by the way. Fantastic stuff indeed. That goodness gracious me, I know that Bond is quite a popular league this season, isn't there? And you just see in that qualifying session of why it is, because it is ridiculously close, and everyone loves that feeling time for 27.000. Oh, Baz has joined it. I apologise profusely to Baz, saying, goodness me, slap me around the face. Right, here we go for the start of the formation lap. Liam saying, Baz is in there. Yes, I found out a bit too late then. 26 laps to go around the British Grand Prix. And we're just now on board German there. Carrying on with the puns there as well. Shamelessly as well. I love it. Right, let's go for the grid show from front to back there. Shamelessly as well. Enright has still got a default helmet in, which I'm absolutely disgusted by. Incredible stuff. And we've also got Serious Person doing the same as well. Of course, remember Michael Schumacher did. We just seen Theo overtake it, Enright, on the formation lap. Remember what happened in the British Grand Prix in 1994? It was Schumacher did it, didn't he, on the formation lap, and then he got a black flag, didn't he? Then he ignored that black flag, and then it was all kinds of shenanigans going on, wasn't it? Incredible, wasn't it? It really was indeed that. Just watching everybody, I got to ignore the comments for a minute, they're just tickling me. Right, on pole position then is Enright then, and that is his 4th pole position of his career and of the season as well. Theo is alongside him on row 1 in the Ferrari. 3rd position is Phelan there. I think he's the source of the puns, isn't he, tonight then, Phelan is. 4th position is Immortal. 5th position is Lewis G with Camaro in 6th hand. They're all on medium tyres. They was all within a whisker of each other. It was absolutely incredible stuff in qualifying. Ross G in 7th position. He's the first driver on the soft tyres. Diashi is in 8th, and he's the first of the McLaren drivers. 9th position is Roscoe, also on the medium tyres. Roscoe has not got a point yet in bronze, which I find absolutely incredible there. Hopefully he can get that off. Hopefully get some points now tonight. Gallagher in 11th position on the soft tyres. Echo in 12th position on the medium tyres. Shatters in 13th position. Can Shatters continue on with his incredible performance from Austria on soft tyres. Chappie in 14th, and Ayrton in 15th position. He's second in the World Championship. He's got a lot to do. Diego in his debut race in bronze, I would hazard a guess in 16th position there. Billa in 17th position. He had a big smash, didn't he, in qualifying, unfortunately. 18th position is Vintage. He's had a cracking season so far. He's got a lot of work to do. 19th is Swanshanks. 20th position is Baz. And we're on board. But lovely helmet, by the way, from Baz then. And they're just on board with Baz, and he is lining up 20th on the grid then. Here we go then for the British Grand Prix. As oh goodness me, we got a bullet there who's just around to the grid there a bit late. That Nunda saying Theo's first win. Theo. I think Theo's already had a Grand Prix win. Nunda, I think he's had 2 actually, hasn't he? As we're just getting ready for those on the line set. Goodness me, they've gone from 1 to 5. Thank goodness me, gone in 60 seconds. And when there's Enright, he's blown out the rest. And here we go for bronze. It's Britain in bronze, and it's lights out, and it's go. And here we go in the Friday, cut across there, going into second position there. He found the danger from Phelan there and defending beautifully well. I think everyone has got away superbly well. They have indeed. There's no spinners then on the opening couple of turns here. Magnificent stuff there. Oh no, the Aston Martin, that's Ross G. It's Lewis G. It's one of the G's. He's down in the, oh no, and we got it's spun completely around there. Oh dear, and look at the slipstreaming already then in the background, and the yellow flags as the Aston Martin shots all the way to the back of the field. Ayrton's up 2 13th position there already. Then we've also got 5 positions for Gallagher, magnificent stuff, 6 positions for Billy, take off like a scolded cat. Ross G and Lewis G are both as the brothers come to blows, like goodness me, it's like the European Grand Prix, or should I say it is the Luxembourg Grand Prix 97, was it the European Grand Prix, where the Schumachers came to blow, and Gallagher and Camera Racer come to blows there in Cop's corner. Oh my goodness me, he had to correct the oversteer as well. Bullet flying back on then, and oh goodness me, the Bullet is coming out, oh my god, so that's not good there, as a Bullet there was coming through like a freight train there, wasn't he, as Gallagher is just recovering back onto the circuit. We've got both Williamses coming to blows as well, goodness me, then the second half of this lap there has been quite frantic to say the very least, and he's now coming down the back straight then is feeling then as we got Theo dropping down into third position then, as Phelan's now for the second then, Theo the championship leader down in third there, but Theo is not going to be concerned about that at this moment in time. Yes, we're in round 8 tonight then, but of course remember that my goodness me, what is going on here? As gosh, good gosh there, and oh no, it's Phelan today to come to blows there. Oh goodness gracious me, and someone else dropped down the order. Phelan's down the order as well as a virtual safety car. Ayrton, who is second in the World Championship, has unfortunately been oh goodness me, that is not good, is it? I'm not really sure what to say about that. I think on first viewing of it, I'm wondering if a bullet understeered into Ayrton there, but that is not good. It's Chappie has got a 5-second penalty for ignoring yellow flags. We've got a virtual safety car at this moment in time then, and that is a horrific incident indeed. Percy saying no, Ayrton. Lunda saying on they touched that. Bono's hands out for Phelan for rain then. Oh god, oh it is rain there, and goodness me, whoever saw the soft tires might be gritted from ear to ear at this stage then. Oh my goodness me, and oh gosh then, so Ayrton out of the Grand Prix before we've just under the first lap then, and that is not good at all, is it? Apologies there, as Gerben's just coming there with a comment there that Ayrton's going to be feeling that tomorrow then, and that tickled me. I don't think Ayrton's going to be ticklish at all at the moment though. He's going to be furious, isn't he, with that, unfortunately, out of the Grand Prix, and that is a major blow then. And Liam has also seen that there is rain on foot, isn't there? And there's a sprinkler of the wet stuff at the moment then, for the safety cars coming then, and there is the tyre strategy at the moment then. How long is it before we come into the pits then? And this is going to get very interesting indeed. That is really coming in to the final couple of corners as well, and so that is Emra leads, and second position is Theo, third position is Immortal, fourth is Camera Racer, Diashi in fifth, sixth position is Roscoe. We have got DRS has been enabled, but how long for is going to be what on is going to be on my mind then. Of course the DRS will not be available when it gets too heavy, when it gets too rain, of course, that as just going through turn one, then Gallagher into the pits as well. Billy's got a 5-second penalty, so the drivers that come into the pits said what are they going to do, because I think it's too early for the intermediate tires, and guess I say that Diego dropping down the order, then Diego's right off the circuit there. I think this is Diego's first race in ALR, of course, on F1 2021 then, so he's going to take a while for Diego, I think, to get into the rhythm of things, isn't he, as Echo, who's got past Phelan, and has Phelan got damage then perhaps, as he's now going on the outside there, but of the inside into Luffield there. He forces Echo White and Champion Echo haven't got no love lost for each other, have they? Goodness gracious me, and they're quite bold with the overtakes, aren't they? And oh my goodness me, we've already seen some incidents here, not least Verstappen and Hamilton, and now it's Phelan, and also Echo as well. Oh no, they're in it twice now, it's twice there. We've had incidents there in Cop's corner there, and Phelan finding the recovery, finding the pit lane there, but that is twice now. Phelan's been involved in an incident there, but twice on the Phelan's had to drop down the order. He's now down in 60th position there. No drivers are coming to the pit yet, and the only intermediate runner tire is Gallagher. Ross G has got past Baz and making his way back through the field, and Baz moved up into a very solid 12th position on the opening couple of laps here. Goodness gracious me, as we've also got New coming into the comments as well, as oh goodness me, what's happening? Theo Camera Races out of the Grand Prix, he's off in a big way. Theo's got a 10-second penalty. The championship leader is in major peril. We got a safety car here. Oh no, and oh goodness gracious me then, and Camera out of the Grand Prix, and we've had two major incidents on the start finish line here. This is absolutely Oh, look at that. That's a lovely safety car. We'll look at that in a bit, though, because I think we've got to be more serious at this stage of proceedings, and because Phelan's in the pits, change on the intermediate tyres, and I didn't see if they changed the front nose cone as well. This is a good opportunity then for anyone who is on the intermediate tyres to come in the pits, as the rain is now getting heavier. And look, then you can see the track is now starting to get very damp out there, isn't there? So who is going to be... who is going to be happy with this at the moment? Well, don't for two drivers ain't going to be happy. As Ayrton and Cameron Reese are both out of the race in the early stages of this Grand Prix. Absolutely disappointment there for Ayrton. Theo then, he's got a 10-second penalty as well there, and that 10-second penalty is a brutal penalty. So think Theo. I didn't see what happened there. Theo was just coming back onto the circuit, so I highly doubt that he was cutting the corner and deserving that 10-second penalty, not by any stretch of the imagination. But I think that, unfortunately, Cub must have given him a 10-second penalty, and that is such a shame. And then Nudas Kawam to Theo. Unfortunately, we're not sure really. As Camaro was off the circuit in the wall, and Theo was just recovering back on the circuit, so we're not too sure what happened there. Enright is now, as you can see, look how much Enright is struggling, and I think he'll be in the pits this up. Yes, Enright's not in the pit, so Enright has stayed out then. Everyone else is coming to the pits. I thought it would have been, quite, as Diashi's been given a 5-second penalty for spinning in the pit lane here. I'm surprised at this then, because I thought that Enright would have come, and Theo's got a 5-second penalty as well. Theo's going from bad to worse. Ross D has also got, we got a lot of 5-second penalties out there. Goodness gracious me. And, oh my word there. Oh, and Enright's off! Enright's off, and he's in the wall! Enright is in the wall. The race leader has gone up there, and it was a mistake to stay out on the dry tyres for Enright. Goodness me, this is not going to toll for Enright. Oh gosh, I think that I think the drivers in the comments are saying the same thing. The likes of German is saying that is a bad call, and that is not good at all. Is it Phelan there who's got a 3-second penalty? Enright's gone off in a big way. I'm surprised it come in the pits there. Swanshanks has done the same. I think it's too wet for the slick tyres out there. Goodness me, this is absolutely incredible stuff indeed then. I'm absolutely in shock about that. Everyone else is coming to the pits on the intermediate tyres. And Enright, who was leading the race, said, and he should have just come in on the intermediate tyres. Surely that is incredible, isn't it? For Enright, I'm surprised he didn't come in the pits unless it's going to stop raining. But unless it's going to stop raining any time now, then maybe Enright might be on the right tyres in the next couple of laps or so. But at this moment in time, he is not. Surely he's not there, because look at how saturated the track is out there. He is going to lose an abundance amount of time. Enright is the pole sitter. Oh goodness gracious me, that as Swanshanks there, who's also stayed out on track as well. I wonder what Swanshanks did there, and that is incredible. But yes, more importantly, young Tommy, look at that safety car. It's absolutely beautiful, isn't it? I want a safety car. I've got my safety car. Look at that. That is absolutely sensational. Let's take a closer look at it, shall we? Oh my word, that now is the beautiful Aston Martin safety car. The first time we've got the Aston Martin safety car, and we've got it in all its glory as well. That is absolutely mesmerising stuff indeed then. And I'm going to be watching the safety car all the way through until my bedtime tonight. Fantastic, it really is indeed then. Vince is saying there's going to be rain for 20 minutes then. So I think that has put the dampeners on whether Enright knew that the rain was going to finish then. As Enright's been disqualified for ignoring yellow flags, said he bolted way too early there. Enright didn't. He's now out of the Grand Prix, and unfortunately, I think hopefully the car just comes in the pits there. But Enright, there's our third retirement in the Grand Prix. Goodness gracious me, then this is been a bit of a tough old race then for him right there. As his Haas car, I'm hoping his Haas car would either go straight or just come in the pits and park out. Swanshanks in the pits as well, and he's coming in a lot later. Swanshanks has there. I'm quite curious to why he didn't come in the pits earlier on, because surely Jeff, I know that Jeff is not the most reliable of sources, is he? But goodness gracious me, that I'm quite surprised then that the drivers have not come the drivers then didn't come in the pits. So that's quite disappointing. So Immortal now leads the Grand Prix with Diashi in second position. Let's just quickly touch base there with 20 laps to go now. 5-second penalty for Diashi, a 15-second penalty for Theo, 10 seconds there for wandering off the circuit then, and also we got 5-second penalty for Ross G for speeding in the pit lane there, 3 seconds for Phelan, 5 seconds for Chap as well. You can say that Phelan's not feeling that then, as I've also joined in the poor punt as well. Goodness gracious me then, as unfortunately it was a bit of a tough tough one tonight as it for three drivers. Ayrton out of the Grand Prix, a huge smash between himself and Billet. Also, Camaro race out of the race as well. I'm not sure what happened to Camaro, but Theo was also in the vicinity as well. Theo's got a 10-second penalty because of whatever was going on there, and Camaro unfortunately has got a DNF next to his name. And right there made a mistake then. I'm not coming into the pits there. He spun, he damaged the wing. He came in the pits there, and unfortunately he bolted too early. Then that's against the rules of the FIA. He's been disqualified, and he is now out of the Grand Prix as well, unfortunately. So that is such a shame, isn't it? As we're just now on board with Immortal at the moment, and in the Red Bull. So when's this Aston Martin safety car going to come in then? Billet there just catch up behind him on there. So we're just on board now with the Alfa Romeo driver. Remember, Billet has got an incredible record in a bronze, if I believe, anyway. Because Billet, in every single race that he started in bronze, he has scored a point. That is incredible stuff, Ben. And how many races have Billet started in bronze? And he has actually started. Hang on, let me lean forward then, because I've got to get my old Specsavers on the go. Billet has started 7 Grand Prix, and in those 7 Grand Prix, he has scored in every single race he's participated in bronze, which is a pretty amazing start there for Billet. He's going to have an incredible race there if he wants to. If the champion's got a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane, he's going to be kicking himself for that one, because that was quite needless there, unfortunately, for champion there. But Billet's going to need some incredible luck there to get some points tonight. And yes, there's only 17 cars left after 6 laps. But goodness me, it's been an action-packed Grand Prix right from the get-go. Champion's got a 5-second penalty, unfortunately. Diego in the pits as well. These drivers are at the back of the field, and it just. And just get a free pit stop under that belt then as well. So in comes Diego. This is Diego's first race then in ALR bronze. This was his first race on F1 2021 in ALR as well. Good stuff indeed. Chappie also served his 5-second penalty, but he's got another 5-second penalty. Chappie out there for being too keen at coming into the pits. And as they accelerate out as well, Sirius Rush said the distance the safety car looks like a Puma. Goodness me, then. As we're now coming out of the pits, as they're coming out of the pits now, as you can see, there's a bit of a difference there, isn't there? Of course, the pit lane here in Silverstone is slightly different to the pit lane in everywhere else of the world there, because of course of that little little dip then. So the garages are arranged slightly differently. Of course, the more popular teams that are in the middle, whilst the less popular teams, which try to be as nice as possible about it, is under that dip then, because the fans don't really want to see those less popular teams here. Unfortunately, Alfa Romeo's in that dip, wasn't it, this year then, which is such a shame, because I would love to go and see the Alfa Romeo Sauber team. I certainly would. I got a very I do like the Sauber team, and they've been in F1 since 1993. Goodness gracious me, aren't they? Under various guises, haven't they? Of course, they was 93 Sauber. I think in 94 wasn't they with the Mercedes power, wasn't they? Because they were Sauber Mercedes, I think, weren't they? 95 and of course at 95 they went to the Ford engines and before going to the Ford engines in 96 as well. Then rebranding their for power units to not power units, their engines to the Ferrari Power Patronus engines, weren't they, in 97? Good gosh, then of course Sauber been in for quite a long time, haven't they? And then of course they went to the BMW Sauber team from 2006 to 2009, I think. Well, technically 2010, because they did change their name in time, didn't they? But they was the BMW Sauber powered by a Ferrari engine, weren't they, or something like that, which is a bit odd, wasn't it? But there we go. Anyway, that was more of a name convention thing there. I said, then fun fact: Alfa Romeo owns Ferrari. That noon saying as well. As we're now about to finish off the safety car period on Aston Martin safety car, we've been graced with his presence there. We're back racing then here in the British Grand Prix, and here we go then. Immortal leads then. Gallagher and Vintage then are battling already, and where are they? There they are then. As Vintage there has just got in front of the moment, but let's go back to the front, shall we? Echo is all over the back of Shadows then. Immortal's got a second and a half advantage already then. Diashi is not had the best of starts here, have they? Echo is on the inside then, and Fred Shadows here, he's up the inside there, going into the loop here, but Shadows there has the high ground there. It's Echo has had to steer out then. Theo, who's on a pretty diabolical start to this British Grand Prix. We still got about 18 laps to go then. We've still got 18 laps to go, so anything is possible in this race as we come into Woodlands as well. Gallagher has just got a 2 position. He's flying at the moment. Bars there has just dropped down to the position there. Phelan is in 12 position as well, but he's got on the inside there. Oh, Phelan there. Goodness me, that's a cheeky manoeuvre there from Phelan. He's up into 11th position there. Passes Bars, and Bars is trying to stick his nose out the inside of Lovefield. Not quite, though. And he is down in 12th position there. Swan Shanks in 45th. I think I'm looking at Chappie and Billet there. We're on board with Billet, who's running the gearbox of the Williams car. He's got some pace as the bullet as in this stage of proceedings there in the Alfa Romeo, running in the gearbox now with Chappie, but I think he's a full backside, so Swanshanks is, where is it? Oh goodness me, Diaz has gotten 3-second penalty in the McLaren now. Oh dear, that's not looking too good, is it? As just watching now watching Swanshanks there. Oh my gosh, and a Chappie there is over the 40 minutes of Swanshanks has been wrong foot there. Now Billet coming, oh my gosh there, and Billet now coming across it up into a 14th position, no 15th position, no he's in 14th, I think he is there. Oh no, he's down in 15th position, but Chappie has gone wide, and Chappie's also got a 3-second penalty to add to his trying to, oh gosh there, and Billet, and goodness gracious me, I'm on the wrong car. There I am back with the right car, and go goodness me there, Billet's already oh, and Chappie there is Ali Swapper, and he's caught that very nicely indeed, but he's lost 2 positions there. Oh, and come back on the track then. Shatters and Echo are still squabbling over 5th and 6th position there as they go through the first turn here. Silverstone, my goodness me, and Chappie, oh goodness me, that back end is feeling very light as a feather there. Wow, incredible stuff indeed that. As now going in, oh my word, there is now we got Chappie on the inside of Swanshanks here, and Chappie is looking very nervous on the acceleration on this Williams car. He's looking very twitchy, to say the least. Like goodness me, and he's had 2 major moments in the last couple of corners, hasn't he? There is Diego in a 70 position as well. It's great to see Diego back in an ALR race. Fantastic, I'm loving it. Back with the Ferrari Fio as he is now going over the grid hatches as well. And going into Cop's corner is a field, and as you can see there, Shatters and Echo just in front of us, and Field is the championship leader, but it's not going, it's all rosy in the garden that Ferrari is at the moment now, as Ferrari is really struggling. Roscoe's got a 3-second penalty, and I think that might be Roscoe's first penalty of the race. We're on lap 9 out of 26, and look at Field, he's got so much pace on over Shatters in the other Italian, under the Italian brand, under the other Italian team then, which is the Alfa Tauri. Oof, my word there. Gosh, I'm glistening there as I just see myself in the mirror. Then I've got to say, I've got a very sweaty forehead. Oh, goodness me. And there's Chappie now, who's got past Swanshanks up in the 15th position there. Oh, gosh, Chappie again there. Goodness me, that's that rear end, that Williams there is shaking from left to right. Incredible stuff indeed there. Absolutely fantastic. And brilliant stuff indeed then as we're going over the, going into the final turn. And oh, goodness me, Swanshanks there taking liberties with the curbs there. And almost losing it there as Fio's got past Shadows moving up into 6th position. Look at the raindrops there all over the cockpit here of Shadows in the Alpha Tauri. And I've just seen a comment there about Echo is feeling confident, and you can see why he was feeling confident with the setup there. Echo is loving life in the 5th position and that Williams car. Great somebody, good spot there from Serious Mushroom. I'll try and read out as many comments as I can. And oh no, Phelan is off the circuit. Oh no, and that is down the Wellington straight there. Phelan is down in 17th position in the Mercedes. It's going all majorly wrong for the Mercedes driver. Oh dear, and he is going to be very disappointed with that one. As just watching this battle here then. So we've got rain for 20 minutes in this race then. So is that going to stop, or is it going to get heavier? Or that is going to be the question now on my mind as I watching this race then. Oh my gosh, the 2 Aston Martins are going through. Oh my goodness me. Oh, that was getting very hair and scare indeed, wasn't it? Ross G has got a penalty. Well, there's too many G's in this. I'll always say, goodness me, there's Gutner, German. Oh my word there. We got the 2 G's of Ross and Lewis G as well. My word there. I know, look at this. That is, we're now got Gallagher, another G, and he's on the inside there. Oh goodness me, but look at Lewis G just goes on the outside. He's got another penalty, Lewis G has as well, for his, oh my goodness me, up the inside there. And my word there, I think Lord Stroll would have been very, oh Roscoe, oh gosh, what's happening? It's the 2 Aston Martins side by side, then Roscoe has had some issues at the final turn, and he's dropped down into down to 11th position. He's out of the points at the moment now. A long race to go. Roscoe has not scored any points yet in his bronze campaign so far, but Phelan's in the pits. Phelan's is out of the Grand Prix. What a shame now for Phelan, and that is not very good as he is out of the Grand Prix. That's 4 cars out of the race then, so we're down to 16 out of 20 original runners that started the British Grand Prix of ALR Season 4 of Bronze. I can't believe I'm saying Season 4, goodness me. I say it almost every stream now, really do indeed. The time just passes me by then. So the yellow flag at the moment is for Phelan, who's out of the Grand Prix, unfortunately then, as that is very disappointing indeed then, as just watching Champion. Yellow flag, oh sorry, it's the same car, it's the same yellow flag from Phelan's Mercedes. Oh, Billet's off, and then, goodness me, Felipe Massa did that in 2008, didn't he? Unfortunately, Billet there has dropped right to the back of the field. He does have some pace, Billet does, and of course, Billet in his opening 7 races in bronze has scored in every single race, as we mentioned earlier on. Then he's going to have a mega race set to do that again here tonight. And Phelan's car has decided to come back onto the track, and it doesn't know where to park, but it looks like he's going all the way around the whole lap then. Oh, goodness me, as a Gallagher, I think, was surprised of how quickly he caught onto the back of Ross G. And goodness me, it's interesting to see who's got the wet setup on and who's got the dry setup on. We've got yellow flags as well. The Williams of Chappie has got off there. Chappie has got a very unstable car under his rear posterior, hasn't it? Goodness me. We're on board with Gallagher right underneath the gearbox of Ross G going into the far turn as well. Goodness me, he's pushing him over the line here. Oh my word, and he's going for it to turn 1 there. And I think that Gallagher really wants to get past the Mercedes here. He's got so much more pace at the moment in the Aston Martin. Wow, incredible stuff indeed. That this is a close battle track. He's lunging. He is through. He's up the inside, passes the Mercedes driver, and now next target is Shatters in 6th position. Well, I say that, but I think that Ross G wants to come back at him there, but goodness me. As a Ross G getting a bit slippery inside it there, coming down on the Wednesday straight as well. Incredible driving there from both drivers. Some really good driving out there. Really impressive stuff indeed. That lap 12 drivers are coming up to half citizens in the Grand Prix with this wet weather condition. This has completely changed the dynamic of the Grand Prix. Really. It's really changed the dynamic of the Grand Prix. As the yellow flag in one. Chappie is off then, and Chappie is going for the major way down the Wellington Straight. And it's very slippery out there indeed. That as Alibi up into a fantastic third position at the moment, unbeknownst to me, and absolutely fantastic stuff there. The motor is and Alibi's got a 3-second penalty. That's why I shouldn't be talking about Alibi. But that's a great start there for Alibi. Fantastic stuff indeed. We're just watching Gallagher because he is the man on the move at the moment. He's had a fantastic Grand Prix in the Aston Martin car 45. And right underneath the gearbox now, Shires as he is gaining. Oh, he's going for it to stall it. If that's going to be contact, it is a sniper of contact there. Oh my goodness me, that was a very late manoeuvre. There was a back on board Gallagher. He's knocking up the inside, going into Vale, and oh goodness me, almost spinning the car there. And now we got Ross Hughes all over the back of him as well. Oh wow, incredible stuff. How did he keep that going in a straight line? It is beyond me. Fantastic stuff indeed there. Diego's got a 3-second penalty. Absolutely fantastic. I love that shot, by the way. That's brilliant. It's looking over, say, probably lovely. Now we got the, oh my goodness me, as Ross G leaving his brother just about enough room there. But I thought Lewis Shear is going to sneak up the inside. Chappie is coming into the pits there. A 5-second penalty for speeding the pits there for Chappie there. He's probably feeling a bit frustrated at this stage of proceedings, isn't he? Alibi is now 3/10 of a second behind Diashi there. Alibi is on the ascendancy at the moment in the Alpine car. He's looking very phenomenal on Alibi. It's just an impressive driving here from the Alpine driver, and he's only got 10 points to his name so far. But this start of this race, that he's been absolutely he's been king of Silverstone so far. Mortal though, who's I think the master of Silverstone, then is now 4 seconds out the road there from these two battling duo cars at the moment. Echo in 4th position, and he is looking very strong as well. Echo is and he has gained 0.2 of a second in no series of corners alone there. Echo has, and that's pretty impressive there. I think Alibi is going to have to really start to put the hammer down and try and get past as quickly as possible, because I think Echo is going to be quite close to the back of those two in the next couple of laps or so. I may have read that completely wrong there, but we'll soon find out that. But now on board then with oh my gosh, and they came the blows then again there in that corner. Once again, though, Gallagher there just about then correcting the steering. And my word, then that's getting very touch and go, isn't it? Yellow. It's Theo, and he's damaged the car. The championship leaders in major peril here tonight then, and he is dropping down the order, and he has damaged the Ferrari as well. Theo now the race is left possession there. Theo doing a very good job there of getting out of the way. Fantastic stuff there. Very gentlemanly like from the Ferrari. That is a major blow indeed. Roscoe is back in front of his teammate and up into 10th position there. Roscoe's got a 5-second penalty for cutting the corner, and that is a blow indeed. That safety car is out then. The safety car is out. I'm not sure why, but it's out. Have I missed something? Probably have. But yeah, safety car is out for some reason at the moment. I have no reason why. I have no earthly idea why. So I'm very confused there. Gordon saying his stream stopped, but it's just as now. Phew, thank goodness for that. We got Search Rest saying, not shy, is he, Ben? Is it? No, he isn't now. Very much Curly-esque, is he now? Of course, as I think that Ben and Curly do come from SOP, don't they? And you can see that Ben does have some characteristics like Curly there. Lovely, setting up the inside there. Goodness me. Fantastic stuff indeed. Absolutely love that. Safety cards out. We're not sure why they saved the cards out. We had some yellow flags for Theo's incident now, but I'm not sure. But I think that he got going before the safety car came out then, so I'm not really sure why there was a safety car. So into the pit side comes Chappie then, so he's about to serve his 5-second penalty. He does not want to get lapped here, though, does he? Chappie doesn't. So otherwise, if he goes a lap down, then unfortunately he may be in some major problems because he can't unlap himself, can he? Chappie can't. So this one, well, I hope this element is strategical mistake then for Chappie. We're going to keep it on, Chappie. Let's hope he gets out in front of Mortal. Mortal's coming across the line as well. Chappie is asked to adhere to the pit lane speed limit here, and I think he is a lap down. He is a lap down. Chappie is, so his race has gone from bad to worse there, unfortunately. And that is not sure. That's a shame. That is such a shame. Is that Swanshank's got a 5-second penalty for speed in the pit lane. So into the pit side comes Echo. He wants some fresh intermediate rubber, and here he comes then. And he's going to the pit side. Williams Mechanics, and of course they're a bit delayed there from Chappie's pit stop then. And he comes out of the pits. He doesn't lose too many positions there. We got a Ferrari in the pit side, and that Ferrari, I think, yeah. So it must have been Roscoe there. So both Ferraris causing all kinds of issues there. And the championship leader Theo is going to get held out quite majorly. While Theo's just coming to the pit side and changing the nose code on the Ferrari, then, and now they're going out. And that's quite heavy rain at the moment. Then I'm not sure if the rain is meant to stop or not then, but goodness me, and absolutely incredible stuff. And into pits there comes Bullet, and he's on an action-packed start to the Grand Prix, but he's now in 40 minutes there. Championship leader Theo is in the pits there as well, as he's also serving one of his penalties as well. Theo is said, and he's now going to be down in 50 position. The last of the drivers not to be lapped then at this stage then. So we've got the top 7 who aren't coming to the pits then. So these are the top 7 who aren't coming to the pits then. Immortal leads the Grand Prix. Diash in second. Alibi in third with Shadows. Gallagher 4th and 5th, and Lewis G in 6th position with Bars in 7th. All those drivers aren't coming to the pit set. Gallagher's on 2-lap older intermediate tires than everyone else, and Gallagher of course had to pit earlier on this race. He's having an absolutely blinder of a Grand Prix. Fantastic stuff indeed. That Theo coming out of the pits in the Ferrari in car 48 then. In car 48 then as well then. So those are the top 7 then. It's currently stopped at the moment then. I'm wondering then, is there a reason why they haven't come to the pits then? Is it because they don't want to lose track position? Diego hasn't come into the pits either. But how important is these fresh intermediate tires going to be? Are they going to get the fresh intermediate tires to the end now? Because they've been on these intermediate tires for quite a long time, haven't they? So this is going to get very interesting indeed, isn't it? Theo then now is just catching up to the back of the Crocodile, and then we'll be back racing just a jiffy then. So hopefully safety car being in the end of lap 16. And we will go. And we're going to be going back racing at the end of this one. Then. So in terms of the standings at the moment, then Ayrton's out of the Grand Prix. So whatever happens tonight, is Chappie out of the race. And unfortunately, he was a lap down, wasn't he? And as Theo's got a 3-second penalty there, so he's going to be kicking himself on that one. Theo is leading the championship by 15 points then, so he can extend it over Ayrton, because Ayrton is out of the Grand Prix. Vintage is currently third at the moment now. He is on course for 10th position. He's got no penalties here with Vintage, hasn't he? Needs to get at least a 4th position and fastest lap to get himself under second in front of Ayrton. There's no Joseph tonight. Enright's out of the Grand Prix. Billet is down in 6th position now, but Billet can still get some points on the board as well. So at the moment now, Theo maybe on a nightmare race, but as it stands there, he's not losing any advantage to any advantage. So to his championship rivals, is he? So Theo is still okay for the moment. It's a bit of a poor race there for Theo, isn't it? For a lot of other drivers as well, but at least he's still in it now, and you have to be in it to win it, don't you? As Philip Schofield used to say, I think on, was it the winning lines or something back on the old Saturday night TV, probably before a lot of your time really, as I'm showing my age once again. Let's take a quick review of the penalty, shall we? 8 seconds of penalties for Diashi. That's going to cost him majorly, I think. Mortal's got no penalties. Diashi's got Alibi got 3 seconds as well. Lewis G 3 seconds. 3 seconds for Ross G as well. Diego on 3 seconds. 5-second penalty there for Swanshanks. Roscoe on 6 seconds. Theo is up to 13 seconds of penalties there. Of course, I'm not sure if he'll get to keep that 10-second penalty on or not then, but we need to, although of course the footage will be reviewed. on board with Immortal at the moment. Then we've got 11 laps to go in this race then, and I'm going to just sit back and enjoy the race, I think, because I have absolutely enjoyed this one. Fantastic 17. Then I've also got my wish double tonight, haven't I? Because our beautiful Aston Martin safety car is out again. Look at it, it is absolutely splendid in all its glory. Oh my word, now I absolutely love it. So fantastic, isn't it? And so, but unfortunately for me and everyone else who's a big old fan of the Aston Martin safety car, we didn't see it that much, so that was a very quick glory. And they got the same umbrellas they have in Austria. Fantastic stuff. We must go to the same umbrella shop there from Old Spielberg then, as they do in Northamptonshire. Right then, here we go then for the next 10 laps then here in the British Grand Prix. And Motor has controlled this race so far with all his rivals around, and then have kind of left him, aren't they, really? And he's also left Diash there as he's sprinted off quite nicely indeed there. On board, Gallagher, who's the driver at the moment there, is very much on form, isn't he? He's flying out there at the moment. He's all over the back of Shatters here, and Gallagher is incredible. He's on the outside. Oh no, this is going to be perilous up, and he's done it. Fantastic manoeuvre there from Gallagher. Wow, immense, fantastic, Fabu. Wow, he is magnificent, isn't he, in that Aston Martin? It's so magnificent, I've forgotten how to breathe. And Alibi is up into third. It's now in third position, but Gallagher is the man. He's a man on the mission. That is absolutely brilliant stuff indeed. Wow, fantastic. I love that. Wow, that was that was absolutely incredible stuff indeed. And remember, on these difficult track conditions as well, that was pretty impressive stuff. There's a Mercedes there just weaving from left to right there. So I think they're just trying to get some tyre temperature into these intermediate tyres. Roscoe has got past at Swanshanks then, but Swanshanks is not giving this one up, is he? Oh gosh, there's going to be contact there. There's a bit of contact. There's a bit of rubbing wheels there, but nothing too major there. Good stuff indeed there from both drivers there, giving each other enough space there, but also making sure they don't spin each other off. And absolutely fantastic stuff. Gallagher's now 2/10 of a second away there. Gallagher is now 1/10 of a second away. Gallagher is less than half a tenth of a second away. Gallagher's got a 3-second penalty now. So is Diashi then. Oh goodness me, that Diashi's now to 11 seconds worth of penalties. I would have to guess that. Oh dear. As we're going down the back straight once again then, as we're back on board with Gallagher, 4/10 seconds. No DRS then on this lap then. In the background there was two drivers and it was quite close. I think it was Billy and Swanshanks there. We'll keep an eye to see if they actually get any closer. They don't. Then Baz got a 3-second penalty as well. It's interesting, we get a lot of penalties after the safety cars because they're all running closer. They're all going to have dirty air coming out of the car as well. As Serge Rusher has just said that he thinks that Echo has got this. That Echo is currently in 8th position there. Don't think his Echo's ever won a Grand Prix in ALR, has he? He had a pole position, hasn't he? Back on board then. With Gallagher at the moment now. Echo has got no penalties. Remember that indeed. Shatters on Immortal hasn't got any penalties either. So the top 6, top 7 have come into the pit. Have not come into the pit said. And oh, that's a McLaren. That's Diashi. He's off. He's the wrong way round there. And Diashi's second position there is dropping like a stone now. He was in second. Roscoe is very close to the back of Diego here. Roscoe is on fresh intermediate boots here, and he's along the way into straight, then going up the inside into Woodlands there, and Bullet going on the outside as well. Let's see what Bullet do. He's run wide though. Bullet has Roscoe's going to go on the outside though. He's going on the outside of Diego. Diego's going to hug the inside of Flufffield then. Is he going to run out through Diego, doing a very gentlemanly thing there and keeping him keeping a bit of track length. For goodness me, Swanshanks there needing a bit more to track there as they're just going into Cop's corner. Wow, incredible racing here and fantastic stuff indeed there on board Field and he's trying to get some points there, which has been a pretty it's been a pretty hard race, has it, for our championship protagonist here tonight. Goodness me. So just on board. Young Tom said, I don't know, I like the feeling of a nicely moisturised track there. My goodness me, ladies and gentlemen, as we're coming down the back straight as well. Then I must say the punts have been absolutely fantastic. They really have been. I think the feeling is like a new hero of bronze. It's absolutely magnificent. I'd say a new hero. I think ever since he debuted that the puns have been magnificent. Indeed, I think we should have an award for the best pun of the season, really, shouldn't we? Goodness me, there's going to be a lot of it to choose from, isn't there? On board with Field and out of the final turn, and Swanshanks there has parked his car in the middle of the road then, and now just going in to turn number 1. Then Field has done it. Good stuff indeed there for Field, but Swanshanks is now running into the gearbox. Is he going to have a lunch out? No, he's staying on the outside then, but Field has the high ground. He has the track position there, and he has done it then. And good stuff indeed there. Ross, is that in the foreground? I think the Billet there, getting very close to the back of the Haas car. Echo is now on 7th for this stage, right behind right on the gearbox of Baz, who's in 6th position. We've got the intermediate tyre still out. I'm not sure if this rain is going to stop. I don't think it is now, is it? Because I think so. It's what the old runner intermediate tyre is going to do. They're going to have to do another 7 odd laps there, and that would take them to about lap 21-ish. Goodness me. Those intermediate tyres going to fall apart here. This is going to get very interesting. It does depend if the rain carries on at this steady intensity. Bullet all over the bike then of Diego. Diego, of course, trying to get back into the run of league racing, but I think he's doing a great job in these tricky conditions there in the Haas car. Doing a brilliant job. Diego is fantastic stuff indeed there. Of course. And of course, Diego has come from gold, hasn't he? It was meant to start in gold earlier on the season, but of course, he had to take a back seat. So it's very different. We're 8 rounds into the season now. Everyone is very much up to speed, aren't they, with the game? And I think that this is Diego's first league race, isn't it, in ALR in the season now. So a lot of drivers are very much already up to scratch and up to par. They know exactly what they need to do. So Diego there, who is just dropped down into 30 minutes there. Roscoe's got another penalty, unfortunately, under his belt as well. As we go into turn 1 and 2, then look at the rain droplets there on the screen of Echo. Then he's even worse there on Echo's visors there, because it's going to be streaming off his visor quite violently. He's going to be thinking there's going to be monsoon conditions out there rather than this light intensity rain that is at the moment now. Amsterdam is looking a bit wet now off the racing line, isn't there? So the rain is quite heavy still, and it's still intermediate tyre conditions though, so I don't think we're going to be thinking about the wet tyres yet then. But if it rains for much longer or gets slightly heavier, we will have to be thinking about the more deeper grooved wet weather tyres. Of course, those are the blue marked wet weather tyres as well. So of course, is going to be shifted a lot more litres of water, and they on board with Echo Monet. He can make no inroads then on Baz at the moment, and Baz has done 10 more laps on the intermediate tyres, and so as it stands then, the old intermediate rubber is not having too many issues then. Alibi on a fantastic race at the moment, by the way. He's doing a great job in 2nd position and doing an absolutely outstanding performance. And at the moment, he is between himself and Gallagher from my draw today. They've been absolutely mesmerised, and they really have indeed that. And coming down the coming down into Stowe, as Gallagher there just having to correct the slide of the Aston Martin. This is an absolutely incredible drive for Gallagher. So I think this is his best drive in ALR so far. Fantastic stuff then, as Gallagher there, who's of course he hasn't got any DRS to help him at this stage of proceedings, has he there? So he's got to do it the old-fashioned way, isn't he? Echo there is now looking a bit more interested on the back of Baz now, isn't he? Because he's now under 3/10 of a second. That's the closest he's been in the last few laps or so. And there is Shadows as well. Serious pressure. He's also spotted Shadows right up in the thick of things as well. Shadows is doing a great job. That's twice now I've done that tonight. I need to start really open my mouth when I'm breathing. On board Monday. There's Louis G in front of us as well. So we've got almost a 4-5 car battle here. So we've now got a bit of a queue for him behind Shadows and Louis G at the moment. But having said that, Louis G is now back within a second of Shadows, going down Woodlands as well. We have got Swan Shanks, who's facing the wrong way. It's the same place as Diashi a few laps ago, and Diashi right at the back of the field there. I don't think Diashi's going to get any points from there, unfortunately, as he's got a lot of penalties as well, and so he's going to need something very much untoward to happen later on in this race. So that's unfortunate for Diashi there. And McLaren, who are leading the Constructors' Championship, are going to be very unhappy leaving that Silverstone, aren't they? And they'll be happy to see the back end of Silverstone as well, unfortunately, the British-based team then. As we go on to Hungary in a week's time, of course, it's a very technical track, Hungary is, isn't it? It used to be described as Monaco about the walls. It's very much an oversized go-kart track. It's a bowl, a natural bowl, isn't it, there in Budapest, of course. So looking forward to that one. It's going to be a cracker, isn't it? And of course, the Hungarian Grand Prix usually is anyway, isn't it? And it was the scene of one of the best COBALT races ever, wasn't it? Absolutely magnificent stuff. Anyway, just back with the British Grand Prix. We've got 4 laps to go then. Immortal is not wandering off at the moment because Alibi is now starting to reel in Immortal, albeit Immortal doesn't have any penalties, and nor does Gallagher, but I think Gallagher is pushing Alibi, and Alibi is amped up his pace, isn't he? And that means that in turn they are catching Immortal with just 5 laps to go then. So Immortal might be feeling a bit of the squeeze here in the latter stage of the British Grand Prix. I can't look down, but unfortunately he's a bit too far back. There's no sign the intermediate tyres falling apart either at this stage either. as Dylan is saying, hashtag Shadows FTW. So yes, now we got Baz has got a bit squirrely there, and now then is Echo is now alongside him going down the Wellington straight. Oh goodness me, and Baz is squeezing, so he's going to go on the outside into Woodlands. That is audacious from Echo, but has he done? He's going to go on the inside, and again Baz is squeezed, and this is great race in these tricky conditions there, and Echo there biding his time there. He did a great job there, Echo didn't he? He waited for Baz to make the mistake. Baz made the mistake there, coming out of the loop there, and unfortunately that cost him, didn't he? And look at this, Baz all over the button, but that door is always going to close, go for Cop's corner, as we've already said that a couple of times tonight in the Grand Prix, haven't we? Unfortunately. Now I go in sixth position, and the next car up in front, because of that battle there, because those two battling quite heavily, they have lost almost 2 seconds there, haven't they, to the cars in front? Goodness me. And then now we got Lewis D then, who's now all over the back of Shatters. It's so they're coming down the back straight. No DRS, of course, and Lewis D just jinking out then from underneath the rear wing of Shatters, but Shatters is not going to be too concerned about that, because now look at us, because now Lewis D's got a penalty for his troubles as well. Yellow flag in free. What's going on then is it's a very quick yellow flag, wasn't it? I'm not really sure what happened there. Was it? Oh, I think is it Gallagher? Because Gallagher's dropped right off the back of Alibi, and must have had a moment there for Gallagher, and unfortunately he's dropped right off the back there of Alibi. I think it was anyway. Serious rush there. What a move by Echo there! Fantastic stuff indeed there. And we also got Hungry has 2-minute corners. Cheats are gonna 2-minute corner cheats is gonna be horrible there. So goodness me, then. So everyone who knows anyone who knows the hacks there at Hungry, they're now going to be loving life, aren't they? On board with Ross. Oh goodness! Oh, sorry, with Roscoe. There's too many Rosses now as well. Goodness me, if I had my way, I think everyone would just be called the same name, wouldn't it? As I'm saying, there's too many Rosses, there's too many G's. My word, there. All I do is complain, don't I? Never ever happy, am I? On board with Roscoe, who is right behind Vintage there. Vintage has got no penalties at all then, as we're coming 4 laps towards the end then. As this race has started to calm down slightly now, so Theo, the championship leader, still not in a championship winning points position at the moment, is he? Down in a 12th position there for Theo. He had a good qualifying, but the race has been quite horrible, hasn't it? Really been quite horrid for a lot of drivers out there. Retirements is Enright. He got disqualified there. We've lost Ayrton, who unfortunately retired after lap 1 when him and Billet came to blows out. Camera race out the race as well. Not sure what happened to Camera Racer, but Theo was off the track as well. I'm putting 2 and 2 together. I might be coming up with a completely different scenario to what actually happened there. And look at this, he's going on the outside there. Lewis D is a Shadows. Remember that Lewis D has more penalties than Shadows there. So one of Shadows might let him go here. Oh gosh, there and look at this. That is Lewis D then squeezing. And we just seen Diego and Diash getting close as well. Theo didn't make the move into Stowe either. That was what we was watching them before we switched to these two here. And the Shadows are going into turn 1 there. Now we got Echo then within a couple laps, and he is now closed that 2-second gap down quite considerably, as there is a lot of spray now out there, isn't there? There's a lot of spray with just 3 laps to go. How difficult is it going to be for the intermediate tires now? How difficult is it going to be for the drivers to keep themselves on the circuit? It's going to be a ballad, isn't there? It's going to be a battling end then for these runners and riders, isn't it? But the more Tormona is still second up on Alibi is second there with Gallagher in third and Lewis in fourth. And good stuff there for the Aston Martin team and having a strong end to the Grand Prix with Shadows in fifth, with Echo in sixth position. Shadows and Echoes have not got no penalties at the moment now, so that's going to propel them up a few positions then if they keep up the pace then. Baz in seventh position, a strong drive for Baz today. He's gone from 20th to 7th then, so he is going to be the driver of the day, I would say then. But I think the other drivers that should be talking about for driver today is probably Shadows there, Gallagher and Alibi. Fantastic drivers indeed that. Roscoe potentially might also be. Theo's off the circuit there, and Theo's had some major issues there in the Ferraris. Down in 40th position there. Theo, I think I don't think there's going to be no points for the championship leader tonight then. And look at this, and Diassi on the outside. That's a magnificent maneuver for Diassi on the outside of Cobbs. Really well done. He kept it within track limits as well. I would said that. Echo is now alongside Shadows. He's on the outside of Shadows there, and I think it's going to be deja vu for Shadows, because this is where Lewis G got past her as well in the last lap. But Shadows are just about in front. Then yellow flag. I think it's the Ferrari Theo who's had a trip again, and unfortunately, and Shadows are still about repelling the attack. Then the same to last lap of the British Grand Prix. Gallagher has really pulled home in now on the Alibi as well. We're just 2 laps from home as well. Incredible stuff. Ben Dillon is saying that what is the penalty situation then? Let's take a quick gander, shall we? 3 seconds of penalties for Alibi, for Gallagher, 9 seconds for Lewis G. That is today. Crucial is going to lose an abundance amount of time then. 3 seconds, and Field's got a 5-second penalty as Field comes into the pits, and he's now got 18 seconds for a penalty. Of course, Field, I don't think, of course, we do get points deduction though if you decide to call it a day early on the pit lane. I think it's 2 in a row. It's 2. It's on the second one, isn't it? There where you get points deduction there, and it's 5-point deduction as well. And so, of course, Field in the championship. Then he's on a bad day, but it can get a lot worse then. So I think the Field just needs to put on a new, fresher intermediate tyres. Try and go for fast lap if he can. I haven't said that, he probably can't, can he, really? Because it was dry at the beginning of this race then, so that was probably a bit foolish of me to say that, wasn't it? But there we go. As we fly through and going up through Cops and coming to Maggis and Beckers as well for Echo. This is what fresh intermediate tyres feels like then. But I'm going to say the fresh intermediate tyres haven't really put up too much, made up too much ground on the drivers that stayed in the pits. Did not come in the pits. There is Gallagher and Alibi there, still getting a bit feisty out there. And goodness me, they're getting very close indeed as we come down into Stowe Corner again then. Swanshanks has got a 3-second penalty as well. The penalty for Swanshanks is over to 11 seconds now, isn't it? And we're coming in to Vale for the second to last time. Is Immortal going for his second Grand Prix win of his career in bronze tonight. And of course, his first Grand Prix win was last time in Austria, so he's going to be the first. Vintage! Oh no, Vintage is off the circuit there. Oh goodness me! And Echo has got penalties as well. Oh goodness me! It's all going. Oh my word! There. Oh no, goodness me! It's all going a bit. It's all going a bit P-tong at the moment, isn't it? Goodness gracious me! And yellow flags again. As Diego is spun in the final turn as well. It's getting very slippery out there now. Is there? Good grief! Billet's also got a 3-second penalty as well. But Billet is currently on the course, getting 8 points. Finishes every bronze race he's participating in. Billet is going to score in every single race. Fantastic effort from Billet. Really well done indeed. Immortal is going to be the first driver in bronze to win 2 races. So far it's been 7 for 7, and now it is going to be 8 for 8. Then it is now going to be 2. So Immortal is the first driver to win 2 races in this incredible season 4 of bronze. So 7 different Grand Prix in the first 7 races, but now it is going to be now Immortal is going to win his second Grand Prix of the season and of his career in bronze. He's the first driver this season to win 2 races. As we got a Ferrari Field. Oh goodness me, he's off the track there. Field is and unfortunately his nightmare race is almost at an end there. It's a major. It's been very difficult indeed, hasn't it? There. On board with Immortal, that is, he is now coming into the final couple of corners then, and Immortal is going to win the British Grand Prix, and that's his second Grand Prix win of his career, and in a row as well. Immortal wins the British Grand Prix. Gallagher just snuck through to finish second at the end there, but Alibi in 3rd position there. What an incredible drive there from Alibi and Gallagher. Really well done indeed then. Lewis G, look at all those penalties, that's just dropping him down. It's just dropping him down the order, isn't it? Billet there has just got past Roscoe, oh no, and Roscoe's first points there first points potentially has not come anywhere in the end then, and he has also left the session. Roscoe, as he's down in 12th position there. What a shame for Roscoe, he's so close, he's a corner away from getting maybe his first points of the season then. Absolutely incredible that was then. As just now watching Immortal, who's got his He's got his second Grand Prix win of his career and of bronze as well. Fantastic stuff indeed. That the rain has got really heavy all of a sudden, and Baz gets driver of the day. Luckily the rain has got heavy, but we're all going to go into the dry now, aren't we? As my word, I feel that they've really earned their keep tonight, haven't they? So good stuff indeed there. Alibi getting his first podium of who said that Alibi was going to get his first podium of the season? I can't remember who it was now, but that is also Alibi's second podium of his career. That's his first podium of the season now for Alibi. Second position today was the Aston Martin, the Gallagher. Absolutely incredible stuff. He's our new ALR ringmaster, isn't he? Magnificent stuff indeed. That, and he was the longest on those intermediate tires. Well, what could have been there for Gallagher if he didn't have the issues right at the beginning? Then absolutely fantastic stuff. Let's take a final look at the classification then from the British Grand Prix. British Grand Prix then, and here it is then. It is Immortal, the first two-time Grand Prix winner of the season then. He won the race there from fourth on the grid there. Gallagher, incredible stuff today. He's our new rainmaster, absolutely twinkle toes in the wet, brilliant stuff. Alibi, his second podium of his career, his first of the season. Shatters magnificent in fourth position. Echo fifth, brilliant. Basel sixth, Ross G seventh, eighth is Lewis G, Billet in ninth, then 10th is Vintage, the Ashley 11th, Swanshanks 12th, Diego 13th, for Roscoe in 14th, Theo in 15th. Retirements was Chappie, Phelan, Jamie Enroy, Cameron Racer, and Ayrton all retired then for the British. Goodness me, someone grunted at me then. Oh, it scared me. Right then, as I think we got a driver in the comments then as well. Sorry, in the podium, I should say. And I think it was. I think was that Gallagher. It was giving me a good old groan there. How are you, my good man? Hello. How are you? Goodness me, I was just making sure I could hear you on the stream. I'm just making sure I can hear you on the stream. So talk us about your race. Goodness me, it didn't go too well at the beginning there, did it? But after that, my goodness me, a great recovery. I'm I'm sorry, Ben. It looks like that we can't hear you on the stream, and I've just turned my phone right up, and I can't hear you for some reason. I love this sound and all that kind of stuff. It's great. And we'll come back to you in a minute. Let's talk to Alibi. Alibi, we were saying earlier on then about you might get a podium here. I can't remember who said it in the chat there, but my goodness me, your second podium of your career.
Yes, I'm a Britain merchant by the looks of it.
Do you like this circuit?
Not really, to be honest.
Let's expand on your race today. Then. I must say that the action was all happening behind you today. Then, but my goodness me, talk us about the opening stage of the race. Because it looked a bit manic from my point of view, with everyone coming into the pits, going on to the intermediate tires and stuff.
Yes, I don't know what happened. Someone caused obviously a virtual safety car, and we all just saw Jeff give us the intermediates, and we all just dived in because we did see the rain coming down. I was hoping it'd last a bit longer because obviously soft tires against the mediums is always going to be beneficial.
Did you know that the rain was coming quite early on? Is that why you went on the soft tires in qualifying too?
It was a gamble because I knew if it was the first 12 laps, it was going to be manageable, but it wasn't certain. We just knew it was going to be within like 15 to 20 minutes. Obviously, it came a lot sooner than that.
And then when the rain did come in, was you happier on the wet weather conditions, or did you prefer it to have? Or would you prefer a dry race today?
No, I definitely preferred intermediates because a lot more people were struggling, I think. And I built my setup to compensate towards the rain and the dry.
I know when the rain did come, that you look quite comfortable up there up there on the podium places. My goodness me, all the action was going on behind you, but you didn't seem to put a wheel wrong. And unfortunately, got a penalty right at the end there. But my goodness me, were you in the zone today? Because you looked untouchable up there until Gallagher came up there and spoiled your party.
I was about to say, until Ben came along, I was quite comfortable. I think I did shut the door a few times on him, which was not nice, I don't think, but.
Don't worry about it. We didn't see it on the stream. and this is your first podium of the season. I think you've had a bit of an up and down start to the season. I think you've only scored one. You've only scored once in the first couple of races, but now you've scored a podium, and this is some good hatful of points. Then, what is your aims and aspirations then for the remainder of the season?
I just want to see as high as I can get. Really, I think promotion's off the cards with how poor the start's been, but just to get up there, really.
Really good stuff. Well done, Alibi. Fantastic stuff today. And did you enjoy the Aston Martin safety car? If you said it.
Oh yes, I wanted the safety car to come out.
So did I.
Best looking car in the game.
Good stuff. Well done, Alibi. Brilliant stuff today. Now let's come to. Hopefully, I can hear Ben again. Then Ben, come in. Can you hear me? Brilliant stuff today. Now let's come to. Hopefully, I can hear Ben. Hang on a bit. Ben, come in. Can you hear me? No, I can't hear you on the stream. That's so annoying.
Word for word what you said a minute ago.
Oh. No, no, it's at all then. But what we do, we just talk. Yeah, just carry on. Talk us about Gallagher. Though, just a quick few words, and I'll just relay them back to the audience. Then, how do you feel about your first podium in ALR? That's a fantastic performance. I think it's your second actually, but it's your first in bronze. Then. Really good 70 then. So Gallagher had, I feel like a translator. Gallagher had had an absolutely incredible start to the race then, and really just was breezing through the field like a hot knife through butter. He's fantastic, it really was indeed. And that is going to be it. And well, hopefully next time that Gallagher's on the podium, because I think it's his third podium actually, according to me book over here. So really good stuff indeed there for Gallagher. We'll hopefully be on the podium again then. But that is it for bronze tonight. We're back in action for COBALT tomorrow. And goodness me then, I'm excited for COBALT. We're going to have some more wet and wild racing then. We'll find out tomorrow. Goodbye.